All of that just to move to this screen immediately. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Plato was in the middle. I do aim to please, as it were. I am a show woman first and foremost. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hey, Propane. Hey, Petite. Hey, Mary. Hey, Wonderland. Although Wonderland's dealing with the gobble, completely understandable. Hope you're all having a kick-ass. Hope you're all hi, Propane. It's me, the FBI. I hope you're all having a wonderful Friday. Hope you're all having kick-ass days so far. I hope it's going well for all of you. I'm doing all right myself. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hello. I got nothing. Hello, everyone. Hi, Belle. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday, too. Welcome in, Belle. Heck yeah, we're here tonight with some Socrates Jones.
Hello, my name is Welcome.
There isn't any illegal things going on here. Of course. If I, as the FBI, thought you were doing illegal things, there would be problems. But naturally, Propane Seller, I trust you. You're an FBI friend. Hey, Nova, welcome in, welcome in. Yes, you did make it. I haven't started yet. Thankfully, I've only had a minute to stream so far, so you're just in time, as it were. Welcome in, everybody. Seriously, though, I hope you're all having wonderful Fridays. I hope it's going well for you. It's the weekend. It's time for some fun games. I'm going to be playing 2 short games today and tomorrow, and we're going to have a movie night tomorrow night. Just kind of, you know, because I don't want to start anything big next week. Well, I'm not playing, I'm taking next week off, so I don't want to start anything big this weekend. So we're going to play some fun short games. We're gonna have a good time. There'll be a movie night tomorrow night. It should be a fun weekend, everybody. And I'll still be doing Unity on Sunday, so no worries there. With that being said, let's get into the game. I don't know what to expect. I know it's Ace Attorney-like, because, well, they had an AMA on the Ace Attorney subreddit, so I'm fairly certain it's at least Ace Attorney. Like, Sluzma's here, by the way, to help me. Believe it or not, Sluzma has, like, a philosophy like masters, so if I need some assistance, Sluzma here will back me up. He knows his stuff. It's very Ace Attorney inspired. Yes, well then, heck yeah. I could make the game a little bigger if you want, but it has its own identity. Well, I would hope so. It says pro, not Ace Philosopher, so at least we're gonna have to figure out his sexual identity, unlike Phoenix.
Shiny Guzma?
Welcome in, Alan. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. That's Sluzma. That's Guzma's brother. Sluzma has the new 3DS XL with Pokemon Crystals. All he does, he's good. He's chilling. He also has his copy of the Minecraft coloring book and Welch's juice. Now that's not grape juice. Iconically, Sluzma drinks juicy juice grape juice, which is how he got his purple hue. He's a very interesting character. He's a greater character than we've ever seen before, but welcome in. He does have Crystal, though. He is good. He's going to get himself a Teddy Ursa. Alright, I'll start the game up for real. This is the title screen song, by the way. It's very nice. I have no idea what to expect. Sluzma, does he have a plump purring? I mean, he's got sluz. I don't know what that is. That's just what he says. There's no full screen.
Juicy juice shots once stream ends.
Hell yeah, there's no full screen or anything, so just kind of accept the game as it is, you know. And here we go. Ooh. Prologue. One New York morning. This takes place after 9/11. Morning, Ari. Oh wait, how do I do his voice? He's got like a little stubble, so it's difficult. Morning, Ari. You ready for school? Of course. Guess what? We're talking about John Stuart Mill in class today. Aw, lame. Who? You're kidding, right? John Stuart Mill? Pink was at Plog before? What's... Welcome in, welcome in. I'm not sure I understand the sentence. But thank you for the follow, Toad. I appreciate that. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a good Friday. Oh, wait, I think I know. He's a comedian, right? This guy's a fucking comedian. Get him out of here.
You telling me Jon Stewart built this mill?
Plog is what Pink calls Discord streams. Oh! Oh, yeah. I need to jump in on one of those at some point. Sluzma's Pokemon is
Tues'
probably
Pokemon
Rock.
is probably Rock Pikmin.
Most likely, most likely. Moral philosopher? Utilitarianism?
Ming Ming.
I see. He's brilliant. Opened up my eyes to the new way to view the world. Dad? Oh, shit. Dad? What? Huh? I thought they were the same age. Uh-oh.
Bow
Were you-
wow.
Were you paying attention to anything I just said? Oh, someone's at the door. You can tell me about this later, okay? Uh-oh. He doesn't know a single thing about philosophy. Well, hurry up. I have school in half an hour. My name is Socrates Jones. Everyone in my family seems to care about philosophy, but I could never really get into it. I'm just an accountant after all. Why should I care about the nature of right and wrong? Oh, fuck. And then a mysterious man in a boat hat appears. Oh, wait, shit, I just realized you guys were all using girl failure. 1 second. Let me turn her off real quick. My bad. I didn't mean to keep her on after entering Odyssey. Something funny happens if you fuck up here. Alright, interesting. Normally I get approached by a man in a pinstripe. Well, it's not pinstripe, but normally I get approached by a man in a boat hat. And, yeah, alright, we'll just, well, hey there! Yeah, obviously. Hi? The name's Billy the salesman. I was traveling this country selling my wares when I saw your shabby apartment and instantly knew. There lives a man who appreciates a good deal. Oh shit, I didn't realize I was playing BioShock. Excuse me? Why does the dad look like the dad from Cooking Mama? Is that what the dad from Cooking... Wait, I guess if she's the Cooking Mama, there would be a Cooking Papa. Never thought about that. Maybe he is the dad. Maybe Cooking Mom was also a philosophizer. How would you like to hear about the fabulous bargains I have for you today? Oh, I'm sorry. I have to take my daughter. What about me? Hey, Ari, what are you doing here? I got bored. But I just left. Doesn't mean I can't be bored. Who's this guy? I'm glad you asked, little lady. The name's Billy the salesman. I was traveling this country. Yeah, listen, Billy, I'm sorry, but I think we should hear him out. Well, that just kind of happened. Well, it just threw all of them right before I could even... If you don't bother to at least listen, you aren't going to get anywhere. Thank you, miss. You won't regret it. Pretty sure I will.
Well, that just happened.
Okay, Billy, let's hear what you got. Right! Okay, well, right into it. I have a great product for you. It's the best there is. You need my product to do what it does. You don't want those pests around. And that's what I've got for y'all. But you hardly told me anything. Horse feathers! I told you my product was the best, didn't I? Bro looks like the Monopoly knockoff. He really does. What more do you need to know? Ariadne Jones, this is all your fault. You didn't tell me anything. What do I do? Well, generally, one goes about getting more information by asking questions. In this case, it's probably most appropriate to ask for clarification. If you can clear up any vagueness surrounding his ideas, you'll be in a much better position to deal with them. Alright, okay then. Good, most arguments are made out as multiple statements. Be sure to check them all for anything that seems vague. Local carnival barker becomes door-to-door salesman. So what do you think, partner? You buying? Actually, could I hear your pitch again? Sure thing, partner. Okay, this is where I present my defense attorney's badge. Ask for clarification option added. Okay, let's do this. I have a great product for you. I mean, yeah. What is it, dude? And what kind of product would that be exactly? Billy's deer repellent. Dude, actually, shit. I got a propane. You here? I have a dude in chat, actually, Billy. 1 second. He could use this stuff. Tell you, the skinwalkers are always on his lawn. Oh, okay. That wasn't so hard. Statement updated. Okay, so he's got Billy's deer repellent. Cool. It's the best there is! Why is that? And what do you mean by that? Okay. It's the best! It's better than the rest! Okay. It's really good at doing what it does, partner. Right. I guess there's no clarifying this bit of sales speak. Okay. It's the best. I mean, it's the best. And what it does is repel deer. Don't want those pests around. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. You don't want those pests around, you mean the deer? What pests are you talking about? Deer! Onocoilius, the bane of American life. They are a menace, I tell you. A menace! Oh my god, it's J. Jonah Jameson. You don't want those pests around. It gets rid of Spider-Man. He has a cowboy accent, a salesman, talk, a Monopoly outfit, a face of carnival game instructor, and 20s mafia looking ass. He's a lot of things. And what does it do exactly? Why, it only protects you from danger, the danger of deer. And trust me, you can use all the protection you can get. Well, his argument's much clearer now. Maybe I do need this deer repellent after all. Are you serious? What, am I wrong? Dad, you can't just let an argument go unexamined, no matter how clearly stated. Especially when someone's trying to talk you into buying deer repellent. But I got him to clarify everything. What else is there to do? Come on, Dad. In a situation like this, if something seems to be on shaky ground, you need to press for backing. Make sure he can support his statements with foundational ideas. Hello, I'm still here, local himbo father. God damn it. You know, it took them 5 hours to fucking wrestle him into the sweater vest. No, he's definitely a himbo. I'm gonna allow that, but you're incorrect. He's definitely a himbo. What you don't understand is this vest hides his, like, rippling six-pack. It was all the daughter and the... presumably the wife is somewhere. Right, sorry, can I hear your pitch again? Again? Well, okay. Also, Dumbo's the name of a Disney elephant, Twitch, so... okay, yep, you do have Dilly's beer repellent. It's the best there is. Yeah, can you back that shit? Can you back that statement up with the source? Sure thing, partner. My product does everything better than competing products. Therefore, it is by definition the best. See, you know what I like that this game understands about Ace Attorney? You just want to get right into this. This reminds me a lot more of Ace Investigations, though. My sources that I made the fuck up. They're competing products? Well, no. Well, that means, without a doubt, mine's the best. Heh, maybe I should call it Billy's Best Deer Repellent. Okay. You need my product to protect... I'm still dying from sickness, by the way. I apologize. I'll try my best to... Why would need a deer repellent? For deer. Why wouldn't you need a deer repellent? Can you back that up? Well, you never know when a deer will attack. And if you don't have maybe the pen that got me, it did. It made me laugh. And when I laugh all day today, anytime I've laughed, also welcome in, Star. Anytime I've laughed today, it's immediately caused me to cough up a lung. Number 10. Better safe than sorry. Hold on, I'm not sure I buy this. We're talking about deer, right? That's right. As in Bambi? Well, yeah, I guess, partner. I see. Are you really trying to tell me Bambi poses a threat to my well-being? It's going to take quite a bit of convincing. Bambi is dangerous, partner. He may look cute, but that deer's a little monster. Let me tell you why deer are a menace to our society. All right, here we go. They eat our cops. Oh, well, I mean, that sounds like a good thing. They steal our jobs. I cannot believe this. Bambi specifically would come for you. Every year they cause accidents and injuries. Why? The only reason you're safe is that I'm here with my repellent. And there we go. He could be an anteater. Look at his nose. Those darn deer threaten our way of life. Oh, God. A threat, huh? I'm not sure if anything you said here is true. You know, Dad, in a debate you can do more than just ask questions. In fact, sometimes that just won't cut it. Oh? Sometimes you may need to challenge your opponent with a counterpoint. Or you can punch him. Some fact or observation which throws a wrench in the presumption his statement true. For example, the fact deer live in the woods might throw a wrench in one of Billy's statements here. If you find that statement and present this observation to counter it, you should be home free. When you get a useful idea, I'll write it down for you in the idea slate. You can now challenge your opponent's moves. Deer live in the woods added to the idea slate. Oh, alright, I'll go ahead and do that, I guess. You need to be careful though, Dad. If you say really stupid things, you'll lose credibility with your audience. From now on, your moves can affect your credibility. If you lose all your credibility, you will forfeit the argument. But wait, hold on, I'm just fact-checking a salesman. Who am I going to lose credibility with? Me. Oh. Your face is ugly, added to the idea slate. Thank you, game. I'm not going to use it. They eat our crops. They steal our jobs. Every year they cause accidents and injuries. Why, the only reason that you're safe is that I'm here with my repellent. It won't fail me? Oh, okay. Well, your face is ugly. Got him. Ah, why'd you go and say that for? Now you've gone and hurt my feelings. Sorry, don't know what came over me. Wait, now I can also ask for relevance? Can I get some relevance on that? Do they steal her jobs? Deers have jobs? They do. Can I get some backing on this? It won't let me. Oh, because the game wants me to. Okay. Oh. Oh, the game was like. Yeah, can I get some backing? Really? How exactly do they do that? The job is eating our crops. Well, you see. Corporate sabotage? Corporate sabotage? Okay, they don't actually steal our jobs. I was just being dramatic. Statement removed. Do you have any evidence to support that deer cause injuries? Have you ever heard of the term deer in the headlights? Well, turns out that term comes from real-life deer. They stand in the middle of the road and just get hit. Causes all sort of horrible crashes. It's quite terrible, believe me. Okay, I buy it. Relevance? Backing? Really? How exactly do they do that? Well, you see, oh, wait, oh, wow, this game's, Eater crops. The reason you're safe is that I'm here with my repellent. Can I get some backing on that? How can you be so sure? I hope halfway in the game we get deer humanoids. Same. Tell me, partner, do you see any deer around? Well, no. There you go, my deer repellent at work, and unless you give me reason to doubt it, I saw no reason I would think otherwise. Yeah, do you think you could oblige him? Oh, yeah, no, we're safe because deer live in the woods. Oh, that was fun. A little quiet, though. 1 second. That was very quiet. That was the loudest? Okay, that's fine. Billy, can you tell me where deer most commonly reside? Forests, mountains, and plains, I reckon, right? That sounds about right. Where are we now? New York City! Exactly. So then, tell me, Billy. When was the last time you heard of a deer in New York City? One second, I'm actually just gonna up this game's audio for myself, because... I mean, that sounds like a pretty good song, and it's really quiet on my end. I guess, you know what, I can just turn my headphones up. Let me know if it's too quiet for all of you. I can just turn my headphones up to hear it better. When was the last time you heard of a deer in New York City? Ah! It is a bit quiet? Okay, we can do like... There we go. I just gotta remember to change this tomorrow, but it's at -2 decibels now. It's highly unlikely a deer will show up in any city, let alone in New York. You really think you can take credit for the fact there are no deer around? Gah! Way to go, Dad! Maybe if we were living in the wilderness, we would need your deer repellent. But as we live in the middle of a city, I hardly see the point. I highly doubt Bambi is going to wander down Main Street. He'd be hit in an instant. Clearly, your repellent is of no use. So I hardly think I need to— Oh. Now listen here, mister. It seems to me y'all are being unfair. I'll admit you have a point, but you're fairly failing to consider all the finer qualities of this here product. Is that so? It sure is. Let me explain to you what y'all are missing. Why my product is still useful to you. Okay. My product comes in a fine blue case. Oh, fuck. God damn, he's right. Shit. Each letter of the label is hand-painted. My grandma toiled over the design. Clearly, my product would still be useful to you. Alright, I don't think I have any evidence to counter these points. You know, even if a point is supported, it may not be related to the conclusion. If that's the case, it really doesn't matter if it's supported or not. The point has no place being presented in the discussion. I think I get it. You're saying in such situations I should question relevance for the statement? Well, that's what John Stuart Mill would do. It's not useful for us to listen to statements that have no connection to the overall argument. If we're discussing economics, for example, it really doesn't matter how well you support the fact purple is the best color. Of course not. We all know green is, anyway. Getting back on track. Even if the statement is relevant, questioning could be a great way to see how everything fits together. I guess I should go forward with questioning him then. But the container is blue! It is. It's pretty good. Good point. Okay, what's the relevance? How is this related to your conclusion? Art is craftsmanship. And things being done by machine, that's not craftsmanship. Okay, great, but how does this craftsmanship make your product more useful? Okay, fine, you made your point, let's move on. My grandma toiled over the design. How is this related to your conclusion? Quality takes effort, partner. Surely the amount of time my gran poured into it contributes to its value. Not really? Ah! Heartless, just heartless. No respect for the elderly. Very well, have it your way, partner. And his name was John Burger King. Clearly, my product would still be useful to you. But deer live in the woods. Oh, I messed up. Relevance. For all the reasons I just gave, my product is of great use. As long as those stand strong, I don't think you can really question it. Can you back that up? Can you back that up? I did! Weren't you listening? Oh, do I have to... My bad. The relevance of the blue casing. I got ahead of myself. Honestly, I was like, hey, I mean, the blue casing seems kind of relevant to his conclusion, but my bad. How is this related to your conclusion? Blue is pretty, partner! Go on. Therefore, the fact my product is pretty makes it more useful? I don't think so. Billy. Ah! Don't hurt me! Oh, the yelling. It's too much for my heart to bear. Relax, I'm not going to hurt you. Just your sales pitch. Oh, okay. That's good. Wait, no, I don't think I like that. Well, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. Billy, you're trying to sell me a product based on its usefulness to me. But its aesthetic qualities and methods of manufacturing, while nice, offer no function which benefits me. At this point, you're grasping at straws to convince me to buy your product, and you know it. Well, okay then. Huh? It's been nice chatting with you, but I've got clients to find. There are many fish in the sea, and it's clear you ain't one of mine. Okay. Bye. Well, that was fun. Fun? I think you mean infuriating. How much time do you have left before school? Relax, Dad. I'm sure I'm fine. We still have... Oh, negative half an hour. What? We gotta get going. We gotta get going to school. Can't believe we lost track of time. It's all that fool Billy's fault. Billy and his idiotic deer repellent. You're going to be late for school. You'll probably be expelled, and your mother will never forget me. Not that she talks to me anymore anyways. Thank you, exposition. Alright, I know now. The best of its kind. It's not competing with anything. I mean, what would it compete with? Harry's deer vanisher? Dad? Honestly, people believe they can sell you on anything these days, wasting our time. The nerve. They think we're a bunch of fools. Dad! And we could just be convinced we should buy a stupid product we'll never, ever need. I mean, aesthetic qualities, I ask you. Dad, look out! Divorce lore. Hey, it's me! I'm here now! You have to hit this deer to fix your relationship! Well, Socrates Jones, he's fucking dead. Chapter 1, Through the Looking Glass. Hey look, a new arrival. Do you think he's okay? Of course he's not okay, Rousseau. He wouldn't be here if he was okay. Well, maybe he's okay in a spiritual sense. Oh, my head. I didn't think it was possible to feel this much pain. Hold on, he's coming too. Hey, buddy! What's your name? Socrates. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. It's Socrates. Did he say Socrates? It's the Philosophers! Oh my god! Oh my god! He's back! He's back! Socrates is back! Quick, let's take him to the Arbiter. From Halo? Keith David? Huh? Hold on, what are you? We're gonna go meet Keith David! Yo, this is epic. Put me down! What? What? What is going on? Where have you taken me? Greetings, great thinker Socrates. You think he'll have his cool energy sword? I fucking hope so. Keith David has at least 3, I'm pretty sure. Demon. Please don't eat me. This is not the great thinker Socrates. The great thinker Socrates was much wiser, and far more bearded. Yeah, I could have told you that. Ari? Oh, thank God you're okay. Did it hurt you? Hi, Dad. Oh, you are kin to Ariadne Jones, a sharp thinker. We were just discussing the nature of existence. I suppose I should introduce myself. I am the Arbiter from Halo 3. The what realm? The intelligible realm. The realm of ideas. Nobody has a cool key and skull mask. He does. The plane from which all thought originates, and the final resting place for those who concern themselves with the art of philosophy. The final. Wait, hold on a moment. That's not how you. Don't worry, Socrates. Your presence here is entirely a mistake. You are no philosopher, after all. Your interesting name must have confused the existential sorting algorithm. I must have a word with Turing. And, Ari? Still alive. Her knowledge, I am sure, contributed to this misfiling. Oh, thank God.
Okay, not that I'm enjoying this peek behind the mortal curtain, but, what does that mean for us?
Well, Ariadne Jones, I suppose it means you can leave. Where did that come from? That wasn't there a moment ago. Right now, in the real world, you are unconscious. Comatose may be a more appropriate. But the moment you step through the gate, you will wake up in your hospital bed in New York in a large amount of pain.
Hey, Stream.
Hey, Kiryu.
Remember, you're the universe experiencing itself.
You know what, Kiryu? That was very philosophical. Thank you, Kiryu. That really works for tonight. I realized I slipped into Kiryu for this guy a bit. Welcome in, Ice. I hope you're having a fantastic night, by the way. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a good Friday. But the moment you step through the gate, you will wake up in your hospital bed and No, I'm trying to do more of a Grimoire Vice. Kiryu knows themselves. In a large amount of pain, but alive. It's going to be painful? It would be, yes, but you have no need to worry, Socrates. There is no pain in your future. Oh, I got out of the crash uninjured? Hi, welcome in, welcome in. Not exactly.
You don't mean...
I apologize for the confusion. I said Socrates was not a philosopher. I never meant to imply he was not dead. When you leave, we'll get him filed away to the appropriate afterlife. One involving a lot of numbers, I suppose.
Is this a joke to you, Arbiter?
No, it is simply the way of the world. You have a life, he does not. Ha ha, nana nana boo boo.
But you can't just... He's my dad!
Ari, stop, please.
But...
Look, as much as I hate it, I'm not sure we can talk our way out of this one. So for now, just listen, okay? This might be the last time we get to speak. Will you just know I love you and tell your mother I'm sorry for me, please? Remember to do your homework and water the plants and don't stay out too...
Arbiter, can I talk to you for a moment?
Of course. What? Ari, I was...
Hold that thought, Dad. I'll be right back.
I was saying my goodbyes. They really nailed the Ace Attorney feel. The numbers, Socrates! This is kind of killing my moment. Well, Socrates, I must amend my initial statements. There is, in actuality, one way out. Don't get sick. Just please don't. Promise me you'll all never get sick again in your lives. Thank you. There is? Yes, an ancient wager set down by the original arbiter and reserved for the best of thinkers. After talking with your daughter, I have decided to offer you a chance at this challenge. Thank you. Arbiter be like, we gotta stop the flood. If you can provide an answer to one of the great philosophical questions, the nature of morality, one request will be granted. An answer? Yes, a way to think about morality that is internally consistent and compatible with the realities of the world. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I should probably drink some water real quick. My throat's trying to kill me. I'm so sorry. However, in this game, you're only allotted one chance, and if I find your answer uninsightful, I'm stuck here. Correct. All parties involved must remain here for eternity. Whoa, we're screwed. Hey! Socrates can handle this.
But if he is able to find the nature of morality, we can both walk through that door?
Correct.
Alright, Ari, fess up. What on earth did you do?
Not much. I just told him you're actually a brilliant debater, is all.
What? Are you crazy? I'm an accountant. I can't. Ari, I appreciate the sentiment, but we both know I don't know anything about philosophy.
Look, it's not like you're going to be alone. I'm going to stay, and there are people here who know even more than I do. Just give it a shot, please.
The rules really don't stop me from asking others for help?
No, they do not. However, you will have to use your own judgment to determine whether the ideas that others provide meet the criteria established.
I know I'm going to regret this. Very well then, Arbiter. I accept your wager. Jesus Christ, that was actually really good. I like that.
So be it. The door will reopen when you have completed your task.
I wish you luck. This is such a cool game. Well, I suppose I should get started. Can anyone here help me find the nature of morality? Uh-oh. What did he just do? Oh, I think he just made a mistake, everybody. What is that?
Sounds like an earthquake?
Really? I thought it was more like a football game. Now you've done it. Huh? Me! Talk to me! We just need to talk to Nietzsche and we'll be fine. Like, that was his whole thing. Everyone get out of here, just find me Nietzsche. Morality is found in the circumference of the moon! What the hell? Let me go!
Arbiter, do something.
What? Is he not getting help?
You call this help? They're going to tear him apart.
Very well, if you insist.
Silence! One of you will come forward at a time, and no more.
What a spirited exchange of ideas.
Now, which of you thinks they can help this accountant answer his question?
I've never heard of this fucking dude in my life. Who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck is this dude? He looks like an asshole. I believe I can.
Of course.
Euthyphro of Athens, how do you fare? Urethra, more like. Quite well, noble arbiter. 1 second. Who's this guy? Urethra was a prominent religious scholar, oh cool, and priest back in ancient Greece. He famously debated your namesake many millennia ago. I am a psychology major, not a philosophy major. Indeed, my pious ways were known and respected throughout the land. As a sophist, it was my job to educate those who were ignorant, such as yourself. Got a whole argument named after him, specifically one to debunk him. What a piece of shit. Ah, I see. Hey, wait a minute. Listen, my child, and I will share my insights with you. Alright, bitch, let's go. My religious studies have given me insight into the nature of right and wrong. Human beings are fallible and vain. They make mistakes. A god, however, is a superior being. Everyone possesses wisdom far beyond our own. Thus, whatever a god commands must be good. One of those sentences just felt wrong. I mean, like, a lot of them did, but one of them just felt wrong. And there you have it, the source of morality. Mankind is flawed, added to the idea slate. Morality comes from the gods, added to the idea slate. Okay, I'm gonna guess the game isn't gonna mess around. This is great practice for Ace Attorney, because even though I've played all of them, there's gonna be parts where I have to actually think. So this is good practice, because I'm gonna have to actually think while also being goofy. Is there a problem, child? Well, I'm not exactly religious. I see. Poor unfortunate soul, having strayed so far from the light. If you allow your mind to remain clouded, you will never win your way out of here.
Clouded, huh?
Ari?
Listen, Dad, Euthyphro's arguments benefit from its simple nature, but I can't help but feel he's making it seem more simple than it actually is.
Okay, so what can I do?
Sometimes, by examining an argument closely, you can find assumptions that were previously unstated. I bet you could find something here like that. More information is always useful and can help you get to the bigger issues.
Well, Socrates, is this the answer you seek?
I don't think I'm ready to bet my life on the gods just yet, Arbiter. Euthyphro, I think I need to ask you a few questions.
Alright, Dad. Good luck.
My religious studies have given me insight into the nature of right and wrong. Can you clarify what you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
What are you exactly? Are you confused?
Shut the fuck up, dude. Fucking ace attorney, judge.
I understand your mind is clouded, child, but I believe my statement is clear. My studies of religious
Yeah, but can you explain what that means? Give me insight beyond your own. Ouch. Only one point in the game we're saying someone's face is ugly is an instant loss, and this isn't it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we should probably do that real quick. Oh, but what about the deer? Where's the deer option, though? Well, your face is ugly. Carry on, please.
Human beings are fallible and vain. They make mistakes.
Can you actually wait? No, I don't need you to back that. But can you what do you mean? What is a mistake, sir? What do you mean by that?
Human beings are prone to error. They often make incorrect judgments as to what is right and wrong.
Arbiter just watching over his shoulder.
Is that clear now, my child?
Whatever. Let me just Can you back this up, please?
My child, can you throw lightning or create storms? Did you create the world in 7 days? Did you turn your daughter into a tree for her own protection?
Well, no. Yay! Petite spermie evolved! Let's fucking go! Let's go! Petite spermie fucking evolved! 1 second, where is it at? 1 second, why can't... There it is. Let's go!
Well, my child, each of these things was done by a god.
Number 10!
Clearly, they are superior.
Yo, let's go! Fucking petite spermie! Out of nowhere. That, people who weren't there to watch that one, you really missed out. That movie is kind of special to me now. I fucking love Scooby-Doo Meets Courage.
Well, each of these,
yeah, right.
God, however, is a superior being. Everyone possesses wisdom far beyond our own.
What? Yeah, this sentence was confusing me. What? A god is a pure being. Everyone possesses wisdom far. So okay, so he believes he's what's the polytheistic? Everyone?
Excuse me?
You said everyone.
Your point, child?
Well, I've been assuming you're referring to the commands of a specific deity, but well, which god are we talking about?
Oh, gods, give me the strength to deal with this ingrate.
That doesn't answer my question. Right now, is there a particular god giving you strength?
Does it matter? There are many gods. Greek, Hebrew, Egyptian, Norse. There are differences between them, but any would fit the ideas I described here.
There are different gods. Okay, I see.
Good work, Dad.
Huh?
You've uncovered an unstated part of Euthyphro's views by closely examining his argument. Finding things like this can really help you out if you don't have enough tools. The person you're debating may just hand you some. Now get back in there and find the larger problem.
Merry Friday, Pecky. Welcome in, welcome in. Wait, hold on. Are you telling me this idea is going to be useful?
I don't know. Maybe? You're supposed to figure this out yourself, remember? I think I'm already pushing the helping you threshold, dead guy.
Right. Alright. Okay, so that's probably like the last hint I feel like the game's gonna give me. There are different gods, so they might have different ideas. Right. Oh, humans are fallible, they make mistakes, everyone possesses, thus, whatever a god commands must be good. Nonsense! There we go. Euthyphro, if we could stop for a moment, I'd like to clear up a few things. You know how I know I got it right, by the way? Ace Attorney logic. If the music stops, that means you presented the right evidence. You said different religions have different gods, right?
Yes, child.
And sometimes these gods have different views?
Indeed. Piety comes in many forms.
Nonsense.
Thank you, Nolan. Okay.
Dad, is something up?
I don't know. I may have found a problem here.
Really? That's great. Go ahead and present it.
That's fucking bullshit.
You do like to say that. You say that as much as you say, whammy, actually.
Dad?
Sorry, this is just a little intimidating. What if everyone laughs at me?
Just present it, Dad. No one's going to laugh at you.
This isn't some deer repellent salesman. This is the real deal. Real things are at stake here. Like me!
Dad, just present it.
Okay. Euthyphro, there's a problem with your position.
Is that so, child?
It is so. Look, you claim morality comes from the gods, and we can trust whatever they command is right. But if the gods disagree, that puts your idea in a weird place. You yourself said we can't judge their wills for ourselves. But when different gods think different things are good, what would actually be good? That would make the gods impossible to use as a source of morality. Right? I'm not gonna lie.
That was a pretty lackluster presentation, Dad.
Hey! While this may be true, the validity of an argument is not rooted in style points. Despite lacking both flair and vocabulary, Socrates has a valid point, as I believe you already know, Euthyphro.
Yes. As I recall, the first Socrates made very similar points.
And what?
Says you, fucking skullface guy. Style is where it's at.
Yeah, fuck you. And what, you just decided to ignore them? Arrogant son of a...
Like you, he lacked the faith required to see the truth. Your blasphemy will not make it as far as you think. Poor child, let me show you where you've lost your way.
I'm killing my voice already.
It is true different deities have different desires in my religion and between religions. I admit this may be a source of confusion. However, there are many points on which these divine beings agree. For example, most deities agree it is wrong to kill without cause. Clearly, what the gods agree upon is always good.
Socrates called him a son of a... Yeah.
Is that better, child?
Well said, Euthyphro. What you lack in a normal voice, you make up for in coherent sentences.
Thank you, Arbiter. As you can see, my child, the gods overcome all obstacles.
What are you thinking, Dad?
Well, his argument's certainly more nuanced now. But something tells me it still won't stand up to examination. I'm sorry, Euthyphro, but I still have some questions for you.
It is true different deities have different desires, and my religion and between religions,
I don't need clarification or backing on that.
I admit this may be a source of confusion.
Nothing to really ask there. The old man's getting pissed! There are many points on which these divine beings agree. Can you clarify? What do you mean by that?
Just because gods disagree on some things does not mean they disagree on all.
Okay, fair enough. Can you back this, actually? I'm pretty sure a lot of deities really fucking like to kill. Can you back that up?
Are you familiar with the Quran? Any who kills a human being, it shall be as though he has killed all of mankind. And in Hinduism, he who commits murder must be considered as the worst offender. There are countless examples throughout religion.
Okay. Clearly, what the gods agree upon is always good. Let's see what we have to challenge with. Mankind is flawed. The good things are good because gods like them. Morality comes from the gods. There are different gods. Okay. Aztecs would like to disagree. Can you back that up?
Excuse me?
Why couldn't something the gods agree on be bad?
The gods in their superior wisdom would never agree upon something that wasn't good. They would only tell us to do things that would lead to positive ends. To suggest otherwise is blasphemy!
Or any group that did ritual. That's what I'm thinking.
Huh, interesting.
Indeed, and if you don't mind, I think I'd like to further examine that idea. New statement added.
Clearly what the gods agree upon is always good.
That's mankind is... This isn't the new one? Oh. Oh. Surely if things are good, the gods will agree upon them. I almost want to say challenge, because believes good things are good because gods like them. Gods like them, but the gods will agree upon them. Is that a contradicting school of thought to say, oh, it's because they agree upon them versus, oh, ow, by the way. Welcome in, Bob. Can you clarify this one? What do you mean by that?
If the gods looked at something, they would not all agree upon it unless it was clearly moral or immoral.
Yeah, it's a bit of a paradox. Can I get some backing on it? Can you back that up?
We have established gods possessed infinite wisdom, have we not? While there may be some slight variance between them, these infinitely wise beings will surely come down on the same side when dealing with important matters. Like aforementioned example murder.
Yeah, but what about your face? Like, did they agree upon your face?
Nonsense!
I was right.
What now, child?
Yeesh, he's glaring at me again. No, pull yourself together, Socrates. You have a point to make, so make it.
Did you intend to speak, child? Or did you just shout, nonsense?
See, that's how he actually said it.
For your own amusement.
Right, sorry. Okay, Euthyphro, the core of your argument is that morality comes from the gods, right?
Yes, my child.
And this is true because gods would only command what is good, yes?
Also true, there may be hope for you yet.
Is that so? I think you should just reveal the major problem in your argument.
What? I have no idea what you mean, child.
Really? Well then, let me ask you one last question. Are things good because gods command them? Or do gods merely command things because they are good? Whoa!
What?
And that's Euthyphro's dilemma. Do gods demand things because they are good? Or they good because they demand them? Look, Euthyphro, you've said over and over that the gods never ask us to do something bad. That they restrict their commands to things which would be good for mankind. But in order for this to be true, wouldn't the things they command have to already be good? They would need to have value rooted in something other than the gods.
Oh, nice catch, Dad.
The fact is, even in a world where gods existed, they could not be the source of good. They would merely serve to the point out good things which already exist. Good things that are good because of other things.
Excellent point, Socrates Jones. Very clearly presented.
I agree, though maybe I should coach you on vocab. Things isn't exactly a scholarly term.
Thanks, I think, but I'm most concerned with Euthyphro's thoughts. What do you say, Euthyphro? Are moral actions good because the gods command them? Or do the gods command moral actions because they are good?
No. No!
Just as I thought. You've got nothing. You talk a big game, but you clearly haven't thought your points through. There's no way I could accept this argument as my own. It's too... holy.
Insolent wretch! I tried to help you, and this is how you repay me. You won't win your way out of your child. The gods will smite you for your blasphemy.
Will they? Somehow, I think I'll be fine. I've already died once, after all. What more could happen?
There are no limits on the extent of smiting. Just you wait. You'll be nothing but a pile of dust, of smolder. A warning to all who dare insult the gods.
Silence! I believe we've heard enough from you, Euthyphro. Socrates was right to question you. In the end, your philosophy failed to measure up. Go and reflect upon this.
What?
Go and reflect.
Yes, Arbiter.
Chapter 2, an old friend appears. Is it gonna be the fucking salesman? Did he also die to a deer?
Okay, Dad. Regress?
To deteriorate into an earlier state?
Okay, fallacy?
A logical flaw. Can't believe I'm being quizzed on vocabulary by my daughter. It's gonna be John Stuart Mill. Man's getting sent to the timeout corner. Grown-ass man sent to the timeout corner.
And qualification. Come on, Dad.
Something you need to qualify? Like a law degree.
Close enough.
Can we stop now?
Depends. Promise not to stumble all over yourself like last time?
Hey, I didn't do too badly in the end. I earned all the style points.
Yeah, you were at least smart enough not to accept Euthyphro's ideas. Though, I could have done without the holy pun.
Trying to keep our spirits up. I'm allowed a bad pun or two.
And this is your way of doing that?
Arbiter, who's next? Socrates Jones, episode 1, Euthyphro goes to gay baby jail. Let John Stuart Mill out of the cabinet, I keep him in. That's true. That's true. Pecky currently has full custody of John Stuart Mill. There are many philosophers in the intelligible realm. One, however, has come forth with the claim he knows you personally. Knows me?
Yes.
That makes no sense. How could he possibly know you?
I don't know. Maybe one of my old fraternity friends became a famous philosopher without me knowing.
One of your friends? I doubt that.
Well met, Socrates, my old friend and colleague. I believe I can help you on your quest to find the nature of morality.
Great, thanks. Actually, I don't believe we've ever met before.
What? Oh, come now, you must remember me. Look at this face. Surely a name comes to mind.
Heisenberg? Protagoras! How could you have forgotten? We've debated in Athens millennia ago. But I've never been to Athens.
Are you not the great thinker Socrates?
No, well, to be fair, I am a Socrates, but
Enough. Even if you have sadly forgotten me, old friend, I will be happy to share my lessons with you. Well then, let us hold our discussion together in our own persons, making trial of the truth and of ourselves. Simple elimination will demonstrate morality can only come from one place. Your conversation with Euthyphro has demonstrated that morality doesn't come from the gods. And clearly, morality does not originate from the rocks and the trees. Thus, the only possible source of morality is human valuing. As you can see, man truly is the measure of all things. I hope my lesson was informative, my old friend. I've told you, Pythagoras, I don't know you.
Chill, Dad. At least he's being polite. You don't know what will change if he discovers you're an accountant.
And what's wrong with being an accountant? It's a perfectly acceptable profession. Well, Socrates Jones, what do you think? Has Protagoras found the nature of morality?
Is he trying to bait me?
I think I'd like to ask a few questions before I make that decision. Certainly, my friend. Ask away.
Alright, let's give this another go. When do we get Socrates Jones violently making out with Phoenix Wright fan art? Great morality can only come from one place. Okay. It was demonstrated that morality doesn't come from the gods. That's true, yep. It does not originate from the rocks and the trees. Can you clarify that? What do you mean by that?
Morality is not derived from nature. The flow of the river, the movement of the clouds. Such things do nothing for our judgment.
Whoa, hold on, actually. You need to learn about, Taoism? What about the circumference of the moon? Also irrelevant. Good to know. I knew that suggestion was ridiculous. Whatever, dude. That's the only possible source of morality is human value. Wait, have you asked him back up the claim about your conversation? That's a good point, yeah. Can you back this up? Excuse me? I believe you did this yourself, did you not? Right, never mind. That was a good call, Star. Okay, but your face is ugly. Well, your face is ugly. What a way to speak to an old friend after so many years. Hey! I didn't mean it. Honest. No, it was a good call. I didn't even think about it. I miss a lot of fun flavor text in Ace Attorney for the same reason. This is the sentence I'm gonna come back to and destroy him on. I can feel it. Can you back that up, though? My sense is it stands on its own. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I should probably ask him to back this up. What evidence do you have to back that up? Being a system that governs the actions of humans, there is little reason to believe morality comes from the things that grow around us. Thus, in this case, I believe the burden of proof lies on yous.
Unless you can provide some evidence showing morality does come from rocks and trees, I think Protagoras' assumption stands.
Right, okay then. The possible source of morality is human valuing. Give me time, my old friend. Yep, whatever, dude. Your face is ugly. Can you explain what you mean? I think my statement is pretty clear, but if you need to reference the source, please review your last argument. Oh, okay, I can do that. What do you mean by that? All possible sources of morality are eliminated. The one that remains is indubitably true. This is how I intend to prove my conclusion. Human valuing? What does that mean? My apologies. Also, Nova, you gotta give me a little bit more time. I appreciate that, but you know, I can cycle through all the options. My apologies. You see, morality is a matter of preference. As a result, it is different for each person. Therefore, whatever an individual believes to be right is right. Okay. Whatever any individual believes is right for that individual. But your face is ugly, and I believe in that. Can you back that up? It's the only remaining option, my friend. Is that not enough? Hold on, Protagoras. Yes, friend? Look, I understand what you're going for here, but I can't help but feel an argument based entirely on elimination is a bit weak. I mean, no matter how many sources you eliminate, there's always the possibility there are others you've overlooked. If I am to accept your argument, I would like it to be supported by something more.
Indeed, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yes, I suppose you have a point. It's just what I was thinking. You're as insightful as I remember, Socrates.
Very well, let me approach this lesson from a different angle.
All possibilities eliminated, those were like 3. All of them!
When it comes down to it, morality is a matter of values. However, different people form different values. There are no things upon which everyone can agree. It would be arrogant to presume that any position is wrong. Thus, we can only conclude that morality is entirely relative to the individual.
And there we go. Yeah, but if I put you in a meat grinder, you're fucking dead.
Huh, how interesting.
I like this argument. It says I can do whatever I want.
It's not what he's saying. At least, I hope not.
Well, Socrates,
once again, I'd like to ask a few questions.
Of course, my friend, ask away.
Yeah, what if you value calling him ugly? That's what I'm saying, but he might not. Different values?
Yes, people believe in different things. They have different preferences.
You have to admit, Dad, that's pretty clear.
For different values. But can you prove it? What evidence do you have to support this? You just finished debating with Euthyphro. Tell me, what do you think he valued? Piety, the gods, and being a condescending jerk.
Indeed, and do you value those same things?
No.
Exactly, you two built your moral systems upon different values. This is just one example. In the world, there are many more.
I find that hard to believe.
Is that so? You remember our old Athenian democracy, do you not?
Sure, why not?
Well then, surely you must also remember that on most issues, people disagreed on what was the right way to vote. Some thought our penalties for crime were too harsh, while others thought our penalties were not harsh enough.
Why, as you know, it was even argued you should be put to death for speaking out. Wait, what? Speech penalty added to the idea slate. There are no things upon which everyone can agree. Okay. Be arrogant to presume that any position is wrong. Thus, we can only conclude that morality is entirely relative to the individual. I almost want to say relevance here. Can you back that? Why would it be arrogant? Oh, come now. Do you really believe we can say one who believes eating pie is immoral is more correct than one who is against eating cake? Wait, what? That's a rather silly example coming from an academic. As you can see, there is no way we can say one moral system is better than another. I guess. Wait, it would be arrogant to assume any position is wrong? But this one is clearly wrong. Nonsense! Well, right there, old friend. I still can't buy your argument. I don't think morality is worth to an individual disconnected from others. Yeah, this is a flawed one, too. Sorry. You claim it's impossible to say someone else's values are wrong, but that's simply not true. Oh, come now, old friend. Not impossible. Arrogant. Do you really believe we can say one who believes eating pie is... I'd like to put forth a different example. You yourself said there are individuals who believe that those who speak out should be executed. Did you not? Of course. Well, I was thinking about the position of these individuals. And it occurred to me, without a free and open debate, we wouldn't even be able to discuss the things we are here.
Oh, excellent observations, Socrates.
Thank you, Arbiter. Protagoras, for just a moment, consider the consequences of that argument. If free speech were punished so, society would stagnate. Science and thought would come to a halt. Such side effects should not result from logical thinking. But, God! Free speech is one of many things now considered to be rights. Society is improved by their existence. Can you really argue that those who believe such things should be persecuted have validity? Bleh. I hardly think it arrogant to express doubts in this position.
Dad, this is actually kind of impressive.
Indeed, well constructed, Socrates.
The fact is, while you can argue most things are based upon the individual, your philosophy falls apart when dealing with extremes. Such positions are indefensible, regardless of what an individual thinks. And thus, morality cannot be entirely determined by the individual. I appreciate the energy, old friend, and you have raised some good points. Arbiter's happy face is kind of cute. Yeah. I must confess, though, I'm a little confused as to why you've suddenly changed your position on free speech. Hello, hey Ashley, welcome in. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Wait, what? Okay, 1 second. There we go. Okay.
The original Socrates was anti-free speech, Dad. Though, come to think of it, that didn't stop him from complaining when he was put to death for blasphemy.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Oh, it's a Hannah Montana song. He knows what's up. Regardless, my counter-argument is solid, right?
No, not quite.
What?
You raised some good points, but not perfect points. Give me a moment, and I will show you the flaws in what you just proposed.
Alright.
It is true, my friend, that most people agree on things such as free speech. However, that does not mean such things are universal goods.
The stock punch sound effect. It's good! For example, if one was to yell fire in a crowded theater, causing mayhem and panic, it is hard to see how that
Seed
instance of
emoji.
free speech
Seed
would then be
emoji.
good.
Seed emoji. Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave
Ocean
emoji.
wave, ocean wave emoji.
Clinking beer mugs emoji. Clinking beer mugs emoji.
Wait.
Clinking beer mugs emoji.
Why did Streaming Way specifically say emoji? Uh-oh. As morality is affected by situation, it cannot be objective. And there you have it. Rights, as a legal institution, may be good, but the morality of how you use them can vary. Is this true? Do they just say emoji now? 1 second. Hold the front door. Hold the front fucking door. Where the fuck are my clinking beer? Where are the goddamn clinking beer mugs at? I don't have them because I'm using fucking Twitch emotes. 1 second. Someone do it. Someone spend their streaming way points. Thank you. Very interesting points.
Very well, Socrates. You may now ask Protagoras your questions.
Of course, Arbiter. It is true, my friends, that most people agree on
Seed
such
emoji.
things.
Seed emoji.
That's fucked
Seed
up.
emoji.
That's
Ocean
fucked
wave
up.
Emoji. Ocean wave emoji.
That's
Ocean
fucked up.
wave emoji. Clinking beer mugs emoji. Clinking
It's
beer
not the
mugs
same.
Emoji. Clinking beer mugs emoji.
Yeah, it is actually. Nova recommended it.
Clinking beer mugs emoji.
That's fucked
Clinking
up.
beer mugs emoji.
That's
Clinking
fucked
beer mugs
up. It's
emoji.
not the same. I mean, such things are universal goods. Things such as free speech mean that such things are universal goods. Can you back that? Oh, okay. I learned if he says, "Can you back that?" That means
Pretzel emoji. Pretzel emoji.
pretzel emoji.
Pretzel emoji.
What do you mean by that?
Pretzel
Nothing's
emoji.
absolute.
Pretzel emoji. Clinking beer mugs emoji. Pretzel emoji. Pretzel emoji. Pretzel emoji.
So fire. Hey, is this relevant? How is this related to your conclusion? I'm providing examples supporting my objection. what? No. Morality is affected by situation. It cannot be objective. Okay, but where's the meat grinder argument? I could end this so fast with the meat grinder argument. I think saying emoji after each emoji is a universal bad. Yeah, honestly. Okay. That means such things are universal goods. Example, if one was to yell fire, causing mayhem panics, hard to see how instance of speech would be good. But can you bag that up? I really don't see what's wrong with yelling fire. Oh, they got me. They had him say, can you bag that up? What? Fire? Where? God damn it, Voltaire. Oh, and it's just going. 1 second. And then they started screaming. Oh. I was trying to find an audio effect of Anton screaming, but it's not online.
Gentlemen!
Fire emoji. Fire emoji.
It's not the same
Fire emoji.
streaming way.
Fire emoji. Fire emoji.
Worry not, there is no
emoji.
fire.
Fire emoji.
Socrates, refrain from causing unnecessary panic in the future.
Sorry. Old friend, I believe you have just demonstrated my point. You should always have the right to speak carelessly, but does not mean doing so is good.
This place is getting light.
In a situation, it cannot be objective. This new argument goes in such a different direction. I'm not even sure how to deal with it. Yes, it's quite a different direction, isn't it? One almost wonders if it all connects. Back to the top. What do you mean by that? It seems pretty clear. Your argument simply does not hold water. Morality comes from the individual. No, you're saying, well, hold on. If morality is affected by the situation, then it doesn't necessarily come from the individual. Autocorrect added the E. Cannot be objective. And such things as free speech. Yep. This one's tough. I mean, there are such things as universal goods. I mean, I think I've clarified and gotten backing on everything. Is it a relevance check? Oh. How is this related to your conclusion? Oh, that is my conclusion? I mean, if I remember correctly, your philosophy is that morality comes from the individual, right? Yes, my friend, that is correct. I see. Protagoras! You have indeed raised an interesting counterpoint to mine.
Thank you, old friend.
Does that mean you are ready to accept the validity of my teachings? On the contrary, you see, you've also demonstrated why it would be foolish to do so.
What?
You just argue that morality can be affected by situation, correct?
Yes.
And actions that would be correct in one place could be incorrect in another?
Indeed. Where are you going with this?
Well, it's an interesting observation, but it runs against the grain of what you said earlier. For if morality is affected by situation, then there are clearly factors other than the individual at play. That's what I said! I did it! Oh wow, that's right!
I don't believe it.
Seems to me you have two choices, but both have the same result. You can either maintain the assertion that morality is a situation dependent, and your philosophy is undermined, or you could retract it, thus giving credibility to my original complaint. But either way, the idea that morality is entirely individual is thrown into question. What do you have to say to that?
Ha! Socrates, your rhetorical techniques have not dulled in all these years.
Perhaps my position, indeed, on shakier ground than I realized. Is the twist going to be that he is like the reincarnation of Socrates? You've given me much to consider. I could write a thesis on it all. And you too, Protagoras.
You just may have been onto something with your idea that the correct action can change based on situation. Finding out why it does, that's going to be the hard part. Pythagoras, you are dismissed. Thank you for your input. Thank you, Arbiter. Socrates, I believe you have it in you to win this great wager. Just as you did before. Wait, what? Goodbye, my old friend.
He does this every fucking time. Socrates does this every fucking time he dies, huh? He took something from this argument and learned it.
What did he mean, as you did before? I thought you would have figured it out by now.
Huh?
Taking on the Arbiter's challenge is no easy task. In fact, throughout all of time, only one has ever had his wish granted.
Only one?
Yes, your namesake. The great thinker Socrates, the wisest man in Athens.
He was also fucking baked out of his mind at the time. Unlike the other philosophers, Socrates was never sure of his ideas.
He was always questioning,
always challenging himself. I love this fucking flashback cut because it kind of just feels like Arbiter here, like maybe he had some feelings for Socrates that were left unchecked.
He was always questioning, always challenging himself and others in pursuit of the truth.
Never satisfied with any of the answers that were provided. Socrates drinking from fungus cups, he was.
Until he disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes, without a trace.
He fucking walked into the fucking sunset like an anime hero. God damn, Socrates is so fucking cool. Presumably, morality changed by the situation because the individual values multiple things. In that example, valuing both not causing chaos and free speech. The latter is tempered by the former. Socrates found the One Piece. What happened to him? Was his wish to leave?
No one is quite sure. Last person to see Socrates on this plane was René Descartes.
Of course it was fucking René Descartes.
And according to Descartes, the only thing Socrates said was,
he found the fucking One Piece! Holy shit! Oh my god, we fucking got it. Oh my fucking god, he found it! Let's fucking go. Wait, no, I don't want this one. This one sucks. Wait, is this it? I think this is it. There we go. Fuck yeah.
I found it.
He found... Oh, it's already over. I thought it would have kept going. Anyways. Anyways. He found it?
The answer.
Thank you everyone for dancing. One Piece is real you should strive for. That's my namesake? I really hope I'm not expected to live up to that. Chapter 3, The Social Contract. Well, actually, before we start the next chapter, it is about halfway through the stream, although I will be going late tonight if we don't finish this under stream time, because I do want to see if I can finish this game in one sitting. So that's the plan, at least. So we're going to cut to a quick 3-minute break, take this time to stretch, go to the bathroom, get some water, do whatever it is you have to do, and I'll be back in 3 minutes with more Socrates Jones. So please, stick around. And I'm back about 5 seconds early, but no, unironically, the 4Kids One Piece English intro is so iconic. Like, I don't know how both intros are just so goddamn good, but they are. Zolo. All right, well, a fun fact, by the way, I'm pretty sure that is Kyle Massey of Cory in the House fame singing the One Piece intro. So there's a little fun factoid for all of you. Anyways, well, the original Socrates may have bested the Arbiter's challenge, but we're 2 philosophers down, and I don't feel any closer to our goal.
It always seems to be just out of reach, doesn't it?
Do not worry, there are still near infinite perspectives to
examine. Yeah, it's a party every week, baby.
In fact, I already have another philosopher ready for you to debate.
Wonderful. So who's the next philosopher? Is it another Greek dude? Because, frankly, I'm getting sick of Greek dudes.
No, this one is British.
Fuck, that's worse! Oh, how exciting! Yeah, I'm simply ecstatic.
What's the matter, Socrates? Do you no longer wish to continue?
Oh. Hold on, I never said that. Oh, even worse! Of course I wish to continue. Dad. Very well then, give me a moment, Socrates, and I will bring the new philosopher out. Oh no, oh no! Who? Hello? Oh god, Hobbes. Arbiter, are you sure this is the right guy? He isn't doing anything. Maybe he's dead? Well, technically...
Humbug!
Eve! He can speak!
Of course I can speak, you silly girl. I just chose not to. You waste time with small words, and small words are the money of fools.
Arbiter? Who is this guy? Oh, I guess he's English, right?
You may refer to me as Thomas Hobbes. You should know, Mr. Jones, that my mother gave birth to twins. Myself and Fear. By the end of the day, you will be thoroughly acquainted with both of us.
Well, geez, isn't he a dramatic one? Author of the Leviathan. I've heard about the Leviathan. Where's Calvin? I can't believe it's the inventor of Hobbes.
Hobbes, you may present your argument. Of course, Arbiter. Allow me to begin by describing to you the natural state of man.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to have some old dude tell me the natural state of man.
In the natural state, men find themselves equal and in competition for resources. Being selfish, they will go to any lengths to achieve their desires. This sets them at odds with every other man, creating a constant state of war. Ceaseless conflict makes life nasty, brutish, and short.
And there we go. The natural state of mankind. Natural state. Mankind is selfish. But wait, you said nothing about morality.
Of course not. In the natural state, there is no morality. There is nothing binding us to respect one another. Nothing stopping us from killing each other.
What? Well, that's depressing. And ridiculous. Of course there's a sense of right and wrong. Arbiter, there's no way this philosophy can possibly be the correct answer.
Humph! You seem rather sure about yourself, Mr. Jones. Shall we put your theories to the test?
Gladly. People work together. Careful. Alright, let me just look at... So we got natural state. In the natural state, every man is in constant war. Obviously, the man will always seek the greatest benefit to the self. People often help each other in order to further the overall good. Okay. I did actually have to deconstruct this guy's argument for class once. His face ugly. Oh, I was gonna get to that. Ceaseless conflict makes life nasty, brutish, and short. Alright, well this one isn't ceaseless. Well, your face is ugly. He ignored me. Makes life nasty, brutish, and short. Can you clarify about that whole life thing?
Everyone fights endlessly from the womb to the grave. This tends to lend itself to a low standard of living.
Bro Shrimp does not dignify it with a response. What a prick. Can you back this up?
Tell me, Mr. Jones, why do you stand there, debating philosopher after philosopher? Do you simply do it for the fun of it?
No, it's the only way I can get home.
Exactly. Like all men, you are motivated by personal interest. So motivated that you will try something you, as an accountant, are not inclined to do. Think.
God, fuck this dude. As you can see, my point stands strong. Whoa. Resources. Can you clarify this statement? Left to their own devices, men will all want the same things, but they cannot all get them. Well, you're also nasty, brutish, and short. Hey, bro. This is why you probably died alone. Can you support that statement?
Mr. Jones, in the natural state, no man orders any other about. They all compete as equals, using only their natural facilities. The things we desire, food, water, and shelter, for example, they're not unlimited in quantity. The amount of people wanting vastly outstrips the quantity of the wanted.
Except, like, we, you know, it would take a lot more of us than exists to, like, outweigh the resources. We just kind of hoard them, and we kind of, well, not even hoard. I think we just kind of distribute them wrong these days, if anything. Like, you ever thought about how much food just gets tossed out at the end of the day, like, across the entire world? For some reason, instead of, like, I don't know, just giving to people. I don't know, dude. This is like that Thanos shit, but it's like, I think there's enough resources. We just gotta learn to share them.
As a result, men must compete for their desires.
Well, I don't know. Can I challenge that? People do work together. Being selfish, they will go to any length to achieve their desires. Let's try to deconstruct this part here. You back that up? Oh wait, we already got this one. Okay, let's go clarification.
Men see what they want and they will grub and squabble if necessary to get it. Even to the extent of stabbing each other in the back.
I guess. I mean, if you're a cliched movie or video game.
This sets them at odds with every other man, creating a constant state of war.
Clarify.
Unable to achieve the same ends, men must fight to gain the upper hand. In such a world, force and fraud are the only cardinal virtues.
Yeesh, talk about a bleak view of humanity.
Ceaseless conflict makes life nasty, brutish, and short. Yeah, in the 1910s, Peter Kropotkin calculated that if we didn't produce so that some may hoard in excess, that the average workday required to save Western populations would be 4 hours. It always kind of bums me, because we have these people who have gone out and said these things. Peter Kropotkin said this in the 1910s, but like ultimately, I don't know, people are just kind of shouting into the rain, I guess. Can't tell if this guy would love or hate or the internet. Dude, this dude would love the internet. He'd be on Reddit every fucking day. No, actually, he'd be on Twitter. This dude would be on Twitter every fucking month. You know this dude would just be doom scrolling Twitter all the fucking time. Twitter would be such a fucking great source for him because he would just look at it and be like, yep, look at that. I was right. Look at that. Challenge the constant war thing. Okay. Oh, good point, good point. I actually, that's a good point, Petit. 1 second, I just gotta do something real quick. I don't actually have the Twitter bird, so instead I'm gonna do this. I was gonna put the Twitter bird somewhere, but I don't have it, so I'll do this instead. 1 second. What picture do I want to use? Yeah, that one works. Oh, is that all white? Oh, 1 second. I gotta do this, that, and then I gotta filter it, and then I gotta add a filter, and then we do chroma key, and then we do custom color white. And then we do it like that. 1 second, I'll figure this out. I mean, it's like an invisible one. Oh, whoa, wait. No, I'm almost there. Oh my gosh. Well, close enough. Anyways. Creating a constant state of war. Well, not all the time.
Hobbes, your argument here is about as weak as they come. You claim that people are in a constant state of war, but I see people cooperate every day. Is that so? Yes, societies are, in fact, built upon such cooperation. Employees in a business collaborate to create product. Construction workers get together to build a house.
Doctors work together to save their parents.
Philosophers work together to find the truth.
Exactly. Thank you, Arbiter. Well, Thomas Hobbes, if people were always at war, none of these things would be possible. Society as we know it couldn't exist. What do you have to say to that? I say, you're merely an observer of the obvious, Mr. Jones. That was my main point when I was deconstructing this argument. Well, hey, look at that. Clearly, I think the people who've done this are very big philosophy fans themselves, so it sounds like you were on the right idea path. You insult my Hobbes would hate you, though.
You really think I hadn't considered such a thing? Our sense of morality is what allows us to cooperate in such a fashion.
But, wait, hold on. You said earlier there was no morality. Wait, one second, we gotta remove Elsie from the equation.
Indeed, in the natural state, this is true. However, as such a state is extremely uncomfortable, we have long since moved beyond it.
Took a screenshot of Hobbes, thank you.
Allow me to explain to you, Mr. Jones, the step you have missed.
I kind of like that voice from him.
Hey, it's me. At the core of mankind's self-interest is survival. However, in the natural state, there is no security. Thus, mankind is impelled to seek peace, forming contracts between individuals.
I played this game, took history class to focus on the Enlightenment era. Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, if that was your argument and that's this game's argument, then you were on the right path.
It is from such exchanges our sense of morality is born. And there you have it. Our moral rules, our society, our political systems, they all come from the social contract.
A very compelling argument, indeed.
How did this happen? I thought for sure we were ready to move on.
You walked right into this one, Dad. Helped him set it up and everything. Hobbes is one of the most prominent social contract philosophers. It's only natural he took his argument in this direction.
What? You knew this? Why didn't you warn me?
Sorry, I just assumed you already knew. I mean, it's not uncommon knowledge, you know?
Is there a problem, Socrates?
Or are you ready to accept the truth of my argument?
Well, his argument seems pretty solid now, that's for sure. Something built on a premise so grim. I can't just accept it without examination. Arbiter, I'd like to ask Mr. Hobbes a few questions.
Bah, scholastic thinking. I hardly see the attraction in it.
Yo, shut the fuck up, dude. They have the best school book fairs. Come now, Hobbes.
Very well, Mr. Jones. Give it a shot. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Can you back that up?
Our previous discussion illustrated the dangers of the natural state, Mr. Jones.
But how can we know the state actually exists?
It did, more or less, in the distant past.
That doesn't fucking prove anything, dude!
Before civilizations developed, ancient man was in much the same condition as he would be in the natural state. All of this is supported by archaeology, as well as the study of modern hunter-gatherer societies.
See, I would think that the average person would think more about Jot and Locke when talking about the social contract, not Hobbes. Listen, Hobbes, I played Civ 6. Here's the thing. I haven't heard a single one of these motherfuckers that this game's brought up. And it's not like I know a whole lot of philosophy. But, like, I swear to God, we're getting the fucking, like, bozo reject philosophers over here. There is no security. Okay. Can I challenge that? The natural state is every man's war, so I can't just say that. Held to seek peace, forming contracts between individuals. Okay. Why? What exactly do you mean by contracts? Or Rousseau? He literally wrote a book literally titled The Social Contract.
Indeed, this could be used some elaboration.
Very well. By contract, I refer to an agreement between individuals. In such contracts, we agree to give up some of our personal freedoms, most notably our freedom to harm. Because others do as well, such an agreement confers unto everyone greater security.
Huh, interesting. Huh, neat. Statement updated. Exchange for security is from such exchange or sense of... So this one was updated. Thus we form contracts agreeing to give up freedoms in exchange for security. But we're selfish. Why would we give up our freedoms for security?
Hold it right there, Hobbs.
Maybe the Locke thing is because he's brought up a lot of American school system because of his work's effect on the American Revolution. Was John Locke the one that came up with the invisible hand? I'm trying to remember because I remember learning about that one, but I don't remember why John Locke was important. I'm going to be honest, I only have really read passages from the Tao when it comes to philosophy, which I just doubt a game like this is going to actually bring in any Taoist philosophers here. That was Adam Smith. Okay. See, I don't remember any of that. I'll admit the individual parts of your philosophy sound good on paper. They don't work quite so well when viewed as a whole.
Is that so? Do explain.
Gladly. Your social contract theory is based on the idea that people are selfish, correct?
Indeed.
And they will go to any lengths to improve their own prosperity?
Correct, which is why contracts must be formed.
I am a little confused. What exactly is the problem, Socrates?
Isn't it apparent by now? If only the only benefits of the social contract come from the other people giving up their rights, and people are selfish as you claim, what is there to stop these oh-so-selfish individuals from breaking a contract after it's made?
Ugh. Why, that's a very good question.
Working off Hobbes' own theory of human nature, men will always seek the most advantageous situation. Well, the most advantageous situation for anyone would be that they keep their rights when others give them up. So, why would people ever keep their contracts? They wouldn't? Of course not. Everyone would stab each other in the back the moment they could get away with it. Hobbes, your ideas, taken all together, are self-defeating. There's no way the social contract could be formed in the way you've described.
Nonsense.
Oh, uh-oh.
Mr. Jones, you're getting carried away.
Ha! I think I've made good points.
Laughter is nothing more than a reaction to sudden glory, Mr. Jones. And in your case, the glory you are reacting to is quite artificial.
What?
All of these things you are saying, they have occurred to me. They are, in fact, the obvious progression of thought. The fact any self-interested man would break his contract is a problem, which is why I came up with the next step in the thought process.
The next step?
Without obligation, selfish individuals are indeed likely to break the contract. However, such obligation can be easily created by fear, namely, fear of repercussions. This fear can, in turn, be created by empowering a sovereign. Such a ruler could then dish out punishments to those who break the contract. And as a result, the moral systems of the contract would remain intact. And there we go. As you can see, Mr. Jones, my philosophy is quite sustainable. The social contract simply needs proper enforcement.
Contracts need to be enforced. You know what? I think I actually miss talking to Euthyphro. Dad, are you going to be okay? I don't know if there's a problem here, Ari. I mean, we just needed to find the nature of morality. Maybe this is it. You honestly believe that? Do you think nature's morality determined by the rules dictators enforce? Well, no. Well then, keep looking. There has to be a flaw in his argument somewhere.
Are you two finished chatting over there?
Yes, Arbiter, sorry. Hobbes, you may have thought through my previous challenges. This dork is from times when people bent over backwards to try to justify the divine right of kings. Ah! I just can't accept this is it.
Bah humbug. Very well then, Mr. Jones, I have all the time in the world. Examine away. Bah!
Individuals are likely to break the contract. Okay. However, such obligations can easily be created by fear, namely fear of repercussions. I mean, right. This fear can in turn be created by empowering a sovereign. Alright, slow down.
Who do you fear more than someone who is stronger than you? A king is the ultimate strongman. All fear his punishments.
Okay, how about I have you clarify? What do you mean by this exactly?
Simple. The people give power to a ruler who is able to enforce the contract.
By give power, you mean form an agreement with? Philosophy, debate, moss music. Yeah, it reminds me of how in Ace Attorney, when you get to the last sort of piece of cross-examination with a wisdom, the music speeds up to the Allegro theme.
Indeed.
So I know for a fact I'm at the last bit here. As in a contract?
Yes, in exchange for power, he grants order and protection.
Interesting. People to enforce their rules. The obligation is powerful enough to enforce its morals. Okay. Every contract requires obligations powerful enough to enforce its morals. Let's keep prying for now. Such a ruler could then dish out punishments to those who break the contract. Can you clarify? What do you mean by that?
Imprisonment, flaying, hanging. A ruler would be able to deal out justice as appropriate to those who deserve it.
Okay, and as a result, the moral system of the contract will remain intact. Mankind was selfish. Why? That's what I was thinking. They're selfish. Why would they want a king, right? People to enforce the rules. I guess. We got some credibility to spare. Should I, like, Ace Attorney this and make a save? Yeah, there we go. I was thinking definitely because we got more info, but I couldn't tell if the problem here was that I don't think people are a powerful enough obligation from one person, but then also at the same time selfish, right? I was thinking the same thing. Nah, the music stayed. Alright, we're Ace Attorneying this. Aw, dang. Wait, I saved progress, but it didn't actually save the clarification? Cool. Power forms a contract with the people to enforce their rules. There's powerful obligations powerful enough to enforce. I knew it. Right mindset though, Petite. Hobbes, I will admit your philosophy is very interesting from a political perspective. But as a basis of morality, it simply won't stand.
Nonsense. Mr. Jones, even now you lack sensible qualities such as fear. Haven't you learned not to make such brash statements?
Nonsense.
Ooh, he was into that one. Brash? This time, I think not. Boys, enough grandstanding. Get to the point. Hobbes, you said your obligation to the social contract comes from the pressures laid upon us by the sovereign, correct?
Correct.
And the sovereign's power to apply such pressures comes from a contract between him and the people, yes?
Absolutely.
Well then, Hobbes, answer me this. What obligates the king to follow his contract with his people? You may have added a layer of obligation, Hobbes, but you haven't fixed anything. The problem's still exactly the same. The king, being selfish, will take advantage of his people. And we're back where we started.
No matter. Just another moment of your time, and I will lay out what binds the king to his contract.
Well. Yeah, fuck you, Hobbes. I was getting tired listening to a bunch of old men fighting. I don't need to hear it, Hobbes.
What? How dare you?
The fact is, we can do this forever. I can continue to point out the lack of obligation in your morality, and you can attempt to provide a source. You're curing the symptoms and not the disease. The question you need to answer is not what obligates the king. If the source of obligation is the social contract, then it can only be another contract. Instead, answer me this. What obligates us to keep our contracts? What makes them the source of morality? Can you answer this, Hobbes?
Well...
Dad, you've actually stumped him.
This is the core of your problem, Hobbes. Morality based in contracts leads to an infinite regression of obligations. Yeah, I mean, that's basically how the average workforce works. Thus, it can't possibly be the true source.
Ah! Wow, Dad, let's see him counter that.
Well, Hobbes, how can something that requires obligation be the source of all obligation? It just doesn't make sense. Your philosophy is hobbled. Hobbes! He's using his vocab words. I really feel for him.
Well, you see, preposterous. The sovereign will, the fear, it creates in us a mechanical drive to,
That was good.
Socrates, do you know what my last words were before I died? Now I am about to take my last voyage, a great leap into the dark. I desired rest, a life finally free from fear and discomfort. I did not wish to be trapped in this realm, debating for all eternity. Accepting the Arbiter's challenge was a foolish choice, Mr. Jones, but needless to say, I can understand why you did so. And ignorant as you are, you have given me reason to re-examine my principles. I shall now take my leave.
Well, this place fucking sucks. Are you telling me these people have been here for thousands upon thousands of God knows how many years, just debating each other without each, like, taking a fucking inch? They've just been, what, shouting at each other? Talking to Hobbes. Hobnobs are the best biscuits. I believe that.
Well, I must say, Socrates, I'm impressed.
Huh?
Hobbes holds significant clout here in the intelligible realm. His ideas influenced later prominent thinkers such as John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and John Rawls. Beating him, or even getting him to question the logic of his ideas, is a significant accomplishment.
So, does this mean Dad gets to come home now?
No, even Dolly Parton can debate that guy. Indeed, your success here, while impressive, cannot be construed as providing an answer. They're Odie and sweet. Well, hell yeah. They only mean that Socrates is ready to face even greater challenges.
Okay then, so which arrogant know-it-all do I have to honor facing next?
I believe that would be me.
Wait, is that...
It's John Stuart Mill, there he is!
John Stuart Mill at your service?
It is! Oh, she's fangirling. It's your boy.
It is who?
John Stuart Mill, one of the most prominent utilitarian philosophers, Dad.
He was a member of Parliament and an early feminist as well. I've mentioned him at least 4 times today.
I'm sorry.
Not to worry, old chap. I'm sure we will get to know each other quite well by the end of today. Shall we begin?
Alright, well, Peggy, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take John Stuart Mill to Slamtown.
In our society, goods come from the accomplishment of some desirable end. However, happiness and freedom from suffering are the only things that are truly desirable as ends. Thus, actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness, wrong as they tend to produce unhappiness. As a result, one should choose every action in order to maximize overall happiness. Blech. And there you have it, gentlemen. Happiness must be the source of all good.
Good is happiness. We love a man who supports feminism.
This is the core idea behind ACT utilitarianism.
Eee! He's so amazing. Isn't he amazing, Dad?
I guess.
He's about 200 years older than you. Tone it down a notch. Yeah, and you guys are like 5 years apart.
Well, Socrates, you have heard John's presentation. What is your intended course of action?
Well, Dad, look, this is the closest thing to the nature of morality we're going to get.
How do you know that?
I've studied him for ages, that's how. He's brilliant. Come on, Dad, if you just acknowledge that, you can get out of here.
The total happiness of the world increased. Oh, fuck.
Well, Socrates, do you accept Mill's principles?
Actually, I think I've seen a webcomic about this before. I believe I'll ask the MP a few questions if you don't mind. What? By all means, go ahead. It is only healthy for individuals to voice their queries. Trapped thoughts have no use, after all. In our society, goods come from the accomplishment of some desirable end. However, happiness and freedom from suffering are the only things truly desirable as ends. Thus, actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness, long as they pretend to produce unhappiness. I already read this. Let's see. So what do we got? We got good is happiness, your face is ugly. I'm fairly certain. Now, I was told that there's one situation where calling someone ugly is incorrect. And I have a feeling we're going to have to probably debate Socrates, aka Arbiter. But so while it might be calling him ugly, I have a feeling our daughter's actually just going to leave us here. Well, your face is ugly.
That is... Don't listen to a single word he says. My dad doesn't look in a mirror very often.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought she was gonna like roundhouse kick me and leave. Choose every action in order to maximize overall happiness. They promote happiness. Okay. Can you back that?
Most things which mankind values, love, peace, property, are valued because they further some at their end. If we follow such value chains to their conclusions, they all come to rest on happiness. For example, peace furthers security, which furthers luxury, which furthers happiness. See?
Very well reasoned.
Why?
Out of all the things we can strive for, happiness is the only true end. Everything else only serves to support this end.
What do you mean by that?
Simply, good is created by achieving or obtaining things that people desire. Only this will improve the quality of life.
Can you back this up, actually? Because I feel like good has come out of undesirable ends as well. Whatever, like, if you stole someone's bike, like, yeah, they might be upset, but, you know, you're more happy about stealing the bike, which, it's undesirable for them. The end is undesirable, but it was desirable for you.
In our society, the things we value have positive effects. For example, we value good parenting because it produces good members of society. There are countless such examples. Unless you have some tangible counter-argument, I think this idea stands on its own merits.
Desirable end. Okay, we need to prove to him that undesirable ends can still lead to good, I think, is what we're gonna have to prove here. Because that can't happen. People trying to achieve negative things can still create positive outcomes, unfortunately. Right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness. Can you back that one up too?
This seems pretty self-sufficient to me.
Whatever, dude. What do you mean by that?
If your actions make people happy, there must be something positive about them. Likewise, if your actions make people unhappy, there must be some negative quality to them. Simply put, an action is as right as the happiness it creates.
But happiness for whom? For the self or for others?
The overall population. Distribution is irrelevant.
Interesting. Happiness distribution added to the slate. Okay. Random mill is irrelevant to how happiness is distributed as long as it is increases overall. This is that fucking comic, isn't it? Did he like read a page about John Stuart Mill on Wikipedia and then make that comic?
As a result, one should choose every action in order to maximize overall happiness.
Okay, but if it's evenly distributed, how the fuck is someone gonna have maximized happiness? To maximize personal happiness? Let me get some clarification. Whose happiness?
Well, that increases net happiness. If you need further clarification, okay.
He means net happiness here.
As you have to support this as a natural product of my previous observations. If furthering happiness determines how right your actions are, clearly one should take the course that furthers it the most.
What are you doing? I'm examining his reasoning, Ari. But his philosophy makes sense. Please don't make this harder than it needs to be. I'm sorry, Ari, but I can't take that risk. It is irrelevant how happiness is distributed, so it doesn't matter if the end is desirable. God fucking damn it, Socrates! They're focusing on his utilitarianism. His hyper-focus on individualism is like the philosophical core of neoliberalism. Reading On Liberty is like reading a prophecy predicting Reagan and Thatcher. No fucking way. That actually sounds really interesting. Whatever. It comes from the accomplishment of some desirable ends. So by saying that it's irrelevant how it's distributed here doesn't work. Happiness and freedom from suffering are the only things truly desirable as ends. As long as it increases. So right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness, wrong as they tend to produce unhappiness. Use every action in order to maximize overall happiness. I'm dying of cough. Actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness. Wrong as they tend to produce unhappiness. As long as it increases overall. I think I'm actually struggling on this one. Obviously it's the happiness distribution. It just kind of comes down to me challenging the right sentence. I would have thought it was this one, because I feel like whatever. I'm probably off here. Let's make a save just in case, but oh no, oh no, oh god, look outside. It's big Socrates. Holy shit, big Socrates is outside your window right fucking now. Okay, so we have the happiness distribution yet? Still. Actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness, wrong as they tend to produce unhappiness. So it's not that either. Yeah, I'm just kind of guessing at this point, huh? Every action in order to maximize. Nonsense! Oh, okay. John Stuart Mill! Yes, Socrates? I understand the reasoning behind your philosophy, but applying your reasoning in all situations creates some worrisome implications. What? Dad? Are you serious? Is there only one of these games, or is it a series? I think for now it's one game, but I think they're working on the second one. Let me check that before I continue talking. I think they might be working on another one. Oh no, there is a second one. It's a full paid for game. Oh, well there you go. There is actually a second one. I mean, if you're all interested, I could pick up the second one too. Oh, it looks really good, by the way. Yeah, there is a second one, actually. It's a politics one, though. Oh. Well, that's fine. I mean, gotta see what happened to the characters. Mill's philosophy is perfect. Continue, Socrates. Gladly. The problem here is that happiness is not equivalently exchanged. It can be gained and lost in unequal measure. For example, a bicycle. Since your philosophy does not care how happiness is distributed, this leads to some unfortunate scenarios.
Oh, really? Do explain.
Let's say, for example, that I'd gain twice as much happiness from punching Hobbes in the face as he'd lose from being punched. This guy was already pretty miserable after all. According to your philosophy, in this situation, punching Hobbes would be entirely moral, as it would increase overall happiness. But as much as Hobbes was a jerk, I can't believe random violence would be the right course of action. Thank you, Socrates, that comic does fucking suck.
Indeed, I think I prefer my debates not devolving into fistfights.
But Dad, that's just one example. Well then, let me provide another, Ari. Let's say there was a monster that would gain far more happiness from eating you than you'd ever gain over the course of your life. Would the moral action then be to feed yourself to the monster? Mill's philosophy would say yes, but that seems preposterous, does it not? Dad, what are you doing? That situation would never arise. Bringing imaginary monsters into a debate, is that really how you intend to get home?
Nonsense.
Actually, your father raises some rather good points. What? But Ariadne, he who knows only his side of the case knows little of that. Also, how do you measure happiness? Well, actually, pretty easily. You measure happiness by knowing sadness, I would say. You only know the highest peaks by knowing the lowest valleys. In smiley emojis, that works too. Fucking smiley emojis, that's what's up. High five, Slosma. I don't have hands and you're frozen. The punching, not the monster thing. As thinkers, it is our job not only to challenge the thoughts of others, but to challenge ourselves. Both thoughts experiments Socrates presented are valid, and both are troubling. Pretty sure there's a meter? Oh, okay. Judging every choice as it arises seems, upon reflection, difficult to defend. Are you serious? Please don't let my dad run all over you. Let me do it. Not to worry, Ariadne, the core of my philosophy still stands strong. Allow me a moment, gentlemen, to present an altered position. You know, for a feminist, he really likes using the term gentleman. The problem you've described can be addressed through the application of universal rules. These rules should be chosen in order to create the most happiness possible with as little harm as possible. While these rules may not maximize overall happiness, they will at least guarantee net happiness never decreases. Actions can be considered moral when they follow such rules. As you can see, it is still possible for happiness to be the source of morality. I believe I shall refer to this approach as rule utilitarianism.
An interesting evolution of your ideas, indeed.
You see, Dad, Mill's philosophy is solid, as I told you. Because, you know, I actually studied this stuff. Whatever happened to me to have to decide for myself? Yeah, well, that was before you hopped up on the smug wagon. The smug wagon?
Socrates, shall we continue?
I guess so. It's based on all your other needs, like hygiene, room, and social and sleep. And Facebook. And minions. Okay. What do I got to challenge him with? Good is happiness. This rule should be chosen in order to create the most happiness possible with as little harm as possible. Can you clarify what you mean by that? What do you mean by rules? Are we talking about contracts? This reminds me of the repugnant conclusion. In short, if the distribution of happiness doesn't matter, you can claim that a universe filled with trillions of barely happy people is just as good as a universe of a few very happy people. When you're super happy, the diamond above your head grows green. That's how I measure it. We talking about contracts? No, while Hobbes' theory and this one could result in some of the same guidelines, the rationale behind their existence would be different. There are certain rules which, if always followed, would make society a happier place than if they were not. These are the rules which meet the qualifications of rule utilitarianism. These rules should be chosen in order to create the most happiness, okay. Not maximize overall happiness, they will at least guarantee net happiness, okay. They may not maximize, they will at least guarantee it never decreases. But if they're only guaranteeing it never decreases, They're not increasing the overall happiness. Like, I'm not increasing my overall happiness right now with the price of affordable chicken eggs. Then... Oh, fuck you. Hold on, Mill. Based on your own principles, wouldn't this method be immoral? Oh, fuck. Inferior, maybe, but not immoral. As long as the rules created still increase happiness overall, I believe this is reconcilable with my ideals. Some gain is better than no gain, after all. Oh, shit! Okay. I wasn't wrong. He fucking deflected me. There was some guy who tried to argue that torturing someone to death could be outweighed by enough people getting dust in their eyes and having to blink. Just a parry. He just parried me. Guaranteed net happiness never decrease. Okay. Actions can be considered moral when they follow such rules. Okay. Can you back this one up?
Parry the platypus?
Of course, old chap. Let us consider the rule that citizens are considered innocent until proven guilty. I will demonstrate this rule increases overall happiness in most situations. With this rule, any man knows he will get a fair trial, and is thus protected from false accusation. True, sometimes guilty criminals get away as a result, but can you imagine a world where the rule were not applied? Power-hungry prosecutors would run innocent men into the ground, with defense attorneys having to fight against ridiculous odds just to prove them innocent. That's gotta be an Ace Attorney reference, honestly. That sounds terrible. Yes, it truly would be. Might make an interesting game, though. Guarantee, okay. I haven't used the relevance button in like 8 years. I'm wondering if I have to call relevance on something. The application of universal rules. The rules should be chosen in order to create the most happiness. Maximize overall happiness. They will at least guarantee net happiness never decreases. They're moral when they follow such rules. Can you back that up? Based on everything I've established, following the rules will promote happiness most of the time. Thus, we can assume... Can you add that to your fucking... can you add that to your statement? Most of the time? So even... Oh yeah, can you add that to your statement, you little handsome individual? Well, no. Theoretically, if a certain situation following a rule create enough unhappiness, that rule should be revamped. Broken and replaced with a more nuanced rule. How interesting. Rule nuances. Oh, okay. Following a rule would create unhappiness, we should replace it with a more nuanced rule. This rule should be chosen in order to create the most happiness as possible with little harm as possible. Following a rule would create unhappiness, we should create with a more nuanced rule. With as little harm. He's saying right here with as little harm, but, relevance comes up a few other times. It mostly just boosts your credibility. I gotcha. Or, while these rules may not maximize overall happiness, they will guarantee net happiness never decreases. Nah. This one? Yeah, it was this one. I should have stuck to my gut.
Game's up, old chap.
Oh no, Dad. Don't you dare throw this away.
I dare.
Ari, I know you idolize this man, but it's time to accept his ideas or not my way out of here. For the philosophy he just proposed boils down to the same one as before.
Now hold on, I think that's a bit unfair.
Is it? John Stuart Mill, you said rules should be created along lines which further happiness, correct? Of course. And when the rules fail to further happiness, they should be replaced with more nuanced rules?
Yes, indeed.
What is the problem? That's very different from his original idea. Is that so? Then answer me this. If you keep making the rules more and more nuanced, where will you wind up? Huh? You'll wind up with the idea we should act in order to maximize happiness. What? The fact is, no matter what rules Mills come up with, they'll always be several steps removed from his original idea. And thus they are imperfect promotions of happiness. We'll have to keep replacing these rules when they fall short, until we're back where we started. Ah, excellent deduction, Socrates. My nose, 1 second, I'm gonna sneeze real quick. Alright, I'm ready.
Indeed, most insightful.
No matter how you spin it, rule utilitarianism ultimately boils down to act utilitarianism. Top 10 sneezes. And thus, all the problems we originally established are still there. Our happiness is just waiting for a giant monster to come and gobble it up. Gover, guy die, we all sigh. No. No, no! Oh, we broke our daughter. Ari?
You're the monster, Dad, the real monster. Don't you see what you're doing? This could have been your only hope of getting back. Our only hope of getting back.
Ari,
You're useless, Dad. Did you even stop to consider I wasted my life to give you this chance.
oh shit. Ah, this is awkward. I should probably leave. You know, actually, this situation has only increased my negative happiness as well as yours. I have to think about this. What did you just say? What did you mean just now, Ari? I put my own life on the line so you could take the challenge. What? Are you serious? I thought if there was a chance, any chance, we should take it. But Mill is one of the best philosophers out there, and you've run right over him without a thought. You're going to wind up throwing away both our lives for the sake of your stupid style points. Ariadne Jones? Huh? I understand where you're coming from, but your father's not done ill by your sacrifice. Not since my days in Parliament have I been subjected to such a spirited critique. Mill, listen, both of you. Unquestionably, it is possible to do without happiness. It is done involuntarily by 19/20ths of mankind. But you don't have to be among them. Oh, Ari, why didn't you discuss this with me? Would you have taken the challenge if I had? Dad, I couldn't just let you die. If I had, the loss of happiness would have been too great. Mill just standing there while this is going on, bagging your shoebox, Mill. But the Arbiter told me the challenge was the only way to bring you back. And the reward could only match what was at stake. So What were you thinking, Ari? You should have gone home. You'd have done the same thing if it were me. Yes, well, you're my father, and believe it or not, I don't want to lose you. I did this because I honestly thought you deserved the chance, and I've been helping you however I could. But you're not even taking this seriously. How could you say that? Don't worry, his shoebox has plenty of hay and water. Well, good. Well, good. You face philosophers with so many ideas, so many different outlooks. Any one of them could have been onto something, but you've turned them all apart without a thought. Your cunning remarks, your biting comments. You don't really care about getting home, you're just showing off. Look, Ari, it's true I've been getting a little carried. That's a good question, Belle. True I've been getting carried away. I've never been good at this stuff, and you've always loved it. I guess I'm just starting to see why. But it doesn't matter, does it? In the end, you'll still blaze through the options presented to you, tearing them apart because you're so sure they're wrong. No, Ari, it's actually the opposite. I feel like I don't know anything, and I can't accept their ideas without understanding them inside and out. Especially now I know I'm not the only one at stake. Not here to prove them wrong, I'm here to see if they are right. I'm sorry. Huh? Mill was right. You've really been working hard. It's okay, Ari. I understand. Really? Yeah, your dad's a doofus sometimes. Should have done something like that. But I'll ground you for it when we make it home. As long as there's no music past 10 p.m. and that he plays it with the lid on. That's good. That's good. You want to make sure you're paying attention to what he's listening to. And promise me you'll never take up gambling, okay? You're smart, but you don't have a knack for playing the odds.
I guess not.
Arbiter! I'm tired of this stupid world. Bring out your best philosopher. It's high time I provided returns on my daughter's bet. Chapter 5. Paved with Good Intentions.
Socrates,
Yes, Arbiter?
I've been pondering your request that I bring forth my best. Seems to me attempting to assign a quality hierarchy to the philosophers in this realm would be demeaning. I have thus determined that when you requested my best, you meant my most challenging.
You can set your clock based on when he walks by. Wait, what?
So on that note, allow me to present you Immanuel Kant.
His thoughts are indeed quite challenging. I've heard about Kant before, or Kant.
Guten Tag, Socrates Jones.
Oh god, good luck with this one. I can only ever get through the first couple pages of his work.
I hope you enjoyed your stay in philosophical kindergarten.
How do you do a German? How do you do a German accent? It's like,
For the conflicting methods you have employed to confuse other philosophers will not work here.
I can't do that. That's more of a Russian. You've probably told me about him, yeah. Why not?
No reason. I simply needed to fulfill the prerequisite grandstanding.
I'll just kind of go for it and we'll see where we end up.
Grandstanding, check.
Okay then.
Kant, if you would please explain your philosophy as clearly as possible. Of course, Arbiter. First, I must counter the unreasoned thoughts of other philosophers. Any truly moral philosophy must, first and foremost, protect human dignity.
I'm gonna kind of give up on the accent, just go for assholey.
As consequentialist thought naturally violates our pride as men,
we must work from as an intentionalist grounding. I think Arbiter also hates this guy. Excuse me? I'm already confused.
Give me a moment, Herr Jones, and I shall explain. There are many things which men covet as good. However, a focus on consequences reduces men to mere means, undermining human dignity. In reality, the only thing that is good without qualification is goodwill. Thus, we are moral if our will is defined by the intention of doing the moral thing. And there we go. As you can see, I am approaching this from a different angle than the neophytes you debated before.
Intentionalism added to the idea slate.
I see.
So, wait, the consequences of actions don't matter at all?
At the very least, they are irrelevant to moral worth. Of course, ideally one's actions would also have positive consequences, but it is positive intentions that are essential to be of moral character. Socrates, are you ready to continue?
All right, here goes. Socrates, please kick his ass.
Yes, Arbiter. Ja, let us begin then.
There are many things which men covet as good. All right. However, a focus on consequences reduce men to mere means, undermining human dignity. Explain. Can you clarify this for me? I mean that getting caught up in various ends, whether they be happiness, a social contract, or piety,
causes one to lose sight of what is most important. They turn our beings into mere tools for an arbitrary goal. Cogs in a careless and soulless machine.
Yeah, but hey, have you ever thought about how your face is ugly?
A face called ugly with little justification or reason? Check!
Focus on consequences reduces men to mere means. Okay, and I have, according to Kant, all true moral systems must be intention-based. Is good without qualification is goodwill. What do you mean by this?
Goodwill is always good. There is no situation in which harboring goodwill could be immoral.
You back this up? As a man cannot possibly know the consequences of his action, it is only fit to judge the will upon which he acts.
When this will is good, there can be no doubt that, regardless of effect, his actions were moral in nature. Assessing the will is the only way to keep man as an end and maintain his dignity.
So what you were saying is, when I tell Ari she can't play games all night because I'm concerned for her, my action is noble, regardless of her response.
This is correct.
Dad. Is good without qualification is goodwill. Can you back this up? As a man cannot possibly know the consequences of his actions, it is only fit to judge the will upon which he acts. When this will is good, there can be no doubt that, regardless of effect, his actions were moral in nature. Assessing the will is the only way to keep man as an end and maintain his dignity. So, what you're saying is... oh wait, did I already... Oh, I must have already done that one. Thus we are moral if our will is defined by the intention of doing the moral thing. What do you mean by this? Well, can't people do the moral thing with bad intentions? As long as we intend to act morally, then we ourselves are moral.
This is pretty straightforward, does it not, Herr Jones?
But, how do we know whether the intended course of action is normal?
Whether or not it adheres to the categorical imperatives, of course.
Oh, of course.
No, wait, hold on. What?
Kant, these things you just mentioned.
Categorical imperatives?
Yes, what are they exactly?
Indeed, I don't believe you ever explained those.
My apologies. Categorical imperatives are the moral laws we should seek to discover. Listen closely, I shall explain. If we intend to always do the moral thing, we must develop our rules, our maxims to shape our actions.
I'm still trying.
There are certain actions which we must always avoid. Other actions we should take at every opportunity. These ideas form rules we must follow at all times, regardless of emotion or consequence. These rules are categorical imperatives.
Okay, the confusion people feel about this man's ideas makes sense now. Where should I begin? Kant?
Apologies, Herr Jones. I was momentarily distracted by your beard. It is unsightly. How can one stand to have such a blemish upon one's face?
Hey, the goatee is one of the cool few things about my dad.
Ah, thanks, Ari. Personally, I always liked the sweater vest.
Well, regardless of how y'all feel about my beard or my sweater vest, I have more questions for you, Kant.
Of course, ask away.
Alright, let's see. If we intend to always do the moral thing, we must develop rules or maxims to shape our actions. There are certain actions which we must always avoid. Other actions we should take at every opportunity. These ideas form rules we must follow at all times, regardless of emotion or consequence. Okay. All your moral systems must be intention-based. Okay. What do you mean by this?
The maxims which we can deem to be imperatives must be treated as if they are laws of nature. Even if, in a specific situation, the outcome may seem personally painful, we have no choice but to follow them. One cannot simply choose to ignore gravity.
I can.
My metaphor still works.
Consequence. The original, I'm not exempt from fuck 'em when applicable. Take another opportunity. Like what? What actions?
Certain actions are clearly always good and should be followed.
You bitch. That was nothing.
What do you mean by this? There are certain things that are clearly always wrong when the maxim behind them is examined. Such as... lying is an example. To lie is to spread deceit amongst men.
By a lie? The Arbiter's being really funny in this one. He's clearly enjoying this, yeah.
By a lie, a man annihilates his dignity as a man. Thus, one should never lie. Ever.
Never lie, added to the idea slate. Never goon.
Give me an example. Helping a dying man.
By attempting to render such assistance, one respects human dignity. Thus, one should always make the attempt.
Ha! See, Dad? Kant also thinks I did the right thing.
Lying is cringe, Kant. Thought you weren't much of a Kant fan.
Hush! Validation is always nice, even if it comes in a confusing package.
Help a dying man was added. Is among the imperatives, okay. His form rules you must follow at all times, regardless of emotion or consequence. Why such a strict line? When we deem some maxim to be moral, we must follow it. For if we do not, then the power of the idea is undermined, and no good can come from it. Huh. I feel like this is where I'm gonna have to attack, but I don't know if I have everything yet. Moral thing, we must develop rules or maxims. Clarify? Action stems from the rules which govern it. In order to properly assess our intention, we must therefore clearly define these rules. You want to back that up with the source? Yep. And without guidance the rules, we will truly be lost. Cool, okay. Ideas, form rules, you must follow at all times, regardless of motion or consequence. And what does this mean exactly?
Simple. They are categorical, meaning they apply to everyone without exception. They're also imperative, meaning they tell us how to behave.
Kant was always making up terms, Dad. That's part of what made him such a lovely read.
Ha! This theory, if you replace all the references to human dignity with based or cringe, then his philosophy makes a lot more sense. Interesting. Can you back this up?
Being a term I coined and assigned, I don't think that is necessary. I choose the term, so it is the right one.
You know, I'll say it later. Rules are categorical imperatives. Line is one of the actions which is categorically immoral. All true moral systems must be intention-based. But what if you lied with good intentions? Kant. Consequence. How does this relate to your conclusion? It details the extent to which imperatives should affect
systems must be based.
Should affect our lives, thus the extent of applicably the idea. Regardless of emotion or consequence. Lying is one of the actions which is categorically immoral. Act of helping die a man is among the imperatives. Okay. Must always avoid. With every opportunity. These rules are categorical imperatives. Okay. I'm really good at video games and thinking. Hold on just a moment. Kant, you claim we should never lie, correct? That telling the truth is a categorical imperative? Indeed, yeah, but I don't want to hint, Mary. It is the prime example of one. Right, and you also claim that we must follow the imperatives without fail, correct?
Correct, Herr Jones.
Well, that's interesting, because using only 2 of those facts, we're already in a worrisome place. Oh? I will admit that, in most situations, lying is not the most moral of choices. But there's no denying there's some situations when the truth can be deadly. Situations where lying would be the better thing to do. Ugh! Let's say one was sheltering fugitives from an oppressive regime, keeping them hidden from the forces which would persecute them. Was this guy before or after Nazis? Because Socrates is kind of being a dick right now. Seems to me that keeping them hidden is clearly the right choice. But you'd want us to shoot them all up, wouldn't you, you filthy fucking Nazi? Socrates says. This strikes me as empirically wrong. Oh, interesting. I didn't think he'd take the World War II angle. Way to go, Dad. He died in 1804. Yeah, well then Socrates is kind of just being a dick.
Nicht schon wieder, bitte!
Right. You can swear in German all you want, but I have a point. Earlier, you stated anything that needs qualification can't be the origin of morality. But your prime example of an imperative just demanded qualification. Well, what do you have to say to that, Kant? Kant? Does the intention to protect people also have value? Even from your perspective, your law seems far from universal.
Excuse me, I have to take my morning walk.
Well, there he goes. He just walked off? He does that sometimes. Do not worry. Did he say 9 cents? I thought I heard 9 cents. I didn't want to say nothing, though. No, you're back.
Indeed, my morning walk is completed. Morning walk? Check!
Is there even morning in the intelligible realm?
9. There isn't. It is unacceptable. But regardless, back on task. Socrates Jones, the counterpoint you gave earlier was false. That one should not lie still stands as universal. Despite your objections, there is no doubt that to lie in that situation would be immoral. Categorical imperatives stand as absolute, without qualification.
He eats his walk like a dog. But, he's seriously standing by his position? Is he even allowed to do that?
Remember, Herr Jones, consequences are irrelevant. It is only your intention that matters. To become too invested in an individual scenario is to undermine the sanctity of thought.
I'm sorry, what? This dude's a piece of shit.
Once a maxim fulfills the universality test, it can be accepted as a categorical imperative. At that point, we are obligated to obey it, always.
The universality test?
Yeah, the method through which we discover and verify categorical imperatives.
It's front of the mouth. That's what it is. It's front of the mouth.
Allow me to elaborate.
There's the character from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, I kind of see it too. He does look like that mouse that comes out of the teapot.
In order to verify the morality of an idea, one must subject it to the universality test. Imagine a world in which everyone follows the maxim behind your action. If a contradiction or irrationality arises, the maxim cannot be moral. And there we go. Explain the universality test. Check.
Okay, hold on a moment. What the heck are these things you keep checking off?
I have created an agenda. All the tasks which need to accomplish are presented upon it in sufficient detail.
Humpty Dumpty was in Alice in Wonderland? The events of this debate are on your agenda? How's that even possible?
Careful planning. Wisdom, Socrates Jones, is organized life. And an organized person would be asking me questions right about now.
Right. He sent the deer! He sent the deer! It's getting harder and harder to deal with. I can't present something I don't understand, but I'm not sure how much longer I can go. Gotta find something and quick. To verify the morality of an idea, one must subject it to the universality test. Imagine a world in which everyone follows the maxim behind your action. If a contradiction or irrationality arises, the maxim cannot be moral. I think I already know the answer, but let me check. Can you back this up?
Well, it's an instruction. If you don't understand it, I could explain it better.
Imagine a world where everyone follows the... Okay, what do you mean by this?
Essentially, in every situation where someone is faced with a choice where they could follow your maxim or not, they would follow it. That is the world you will be imagining.
Imagine a world where everyone follows the maxim. If contradiction or irrationality arises, the maximum cannot be moral. So they follow what I do, and then the problem arises, so it can't be moral. What about a dead person? Oh. I just wanted to say, what about a dead person? Can you back that up?
We have to support this. If there is a contradiction, then your idea creates problems with itself. Therefore, it cannot be moral. If it is irrational, then you clearly shouldn't want it in the first place. These are pretty good reasons for these to be grounds to fail the test, are they not?
No, he's French.
Could you explain this further? Of course, a contradiction is a situation in which your maxim defeats itself. One way an idea can fail the universality test. And irrationality is when your maxim will create a world that is worse for wear. There's the other way the universality test can be failed. Interesting. Contradictions are maxims which are inconsistent with themselves. Rationalities can create a world which is worse for fear. Okay. Let's get some more information. Should provide a case study. Let's imagine a world where it's accepted that one should lie for their own gain. As the advantages of lying come entirely from deceiving those who tell the truth, in a world where everyone lies, there are no advantages at all. In this way, lying for one's gain contains a contradiction. It simply does not make sense when applied as a universal law. Really hates lying. This is just one example. Anytime an idea creates inconsistencies with itself, it cannot work. Clarify. If an idea, after being applied to everyone, creates situations where people may be willed to behave in opposing ways, then your idea is contradictory. As a result, it probably should not be considered. Yep. And then we got the last one. What do you mean by this? Sometimes the world would be clearly worse off if everyone followed a maxim. If everyone stole from one another, our sense of security would deteriorate. It would be irrational to will such a world to be. Thus, stealing is categorically immoral. You back this up? I think it stands pretty solidly. Okay. So, a world where everybody helps a dying person. Rationalities create a world which is worse for wear. I almost want to say that we have to take intentionalism here. Contradictions are maxims which are inconsistent with themselves. But this one might, maxim behind your action. Okay. If contradiction or rationality arrives, the maximum cannot be moral. I don't see a problem with that. I guess you make a good point. I can't challenge. Okay, this is what they teach you in Ace Attorney. You gotta take the idea and kind of flip it on its head. So in this case, in this one, contradiction or rationality arises, the maxim cannot be moral. So instead of thinking about how to make the maxim moral, we would have to think what situations create a moral maxim to begin with. Inconsistent with themselves. Rationalities create a world which is worse for wear. I almost want to say intentionalism here. I was right. Should have trusted my gut like 5 minutes ago. Immanuel Kant! What's the one thing which, from the very beginning of our discussion, you emphasized above all else? Intentionalism, of course. What we will is far more important than we make. Right, that's what I thought. And that's fascinating. Because checking for irrationalities sounds a lot like assessing the consequences to me. What? You claim we cannot will a world that is worse than the one we have now. But the fact is, the very act of assessing how the world would be gives weight to the consequences. You'd think that you would throw this out, but instead you have this as a key step in the universality test. Determining whether your maxim is a categorical imperative is thus a fundamentally consequentialist procedure. Nonsense. This is not on my agenda. It is most impractical. I demand you stop at once. But surely you see my point. It's quite ironic, don't you think? That the process which creates the rules for your intentionalist ideals relies so heavily on assessing consequences? You talk about internal contradictions being grounds for failure. Well, here's a grand one for you. The universality test would fail itself. I joined chat immediately, played Beastie Ball PvP for like an hour, and all I got to play was 3 matches. Anyways, how's the philosophy going, and who's autistic? Probably all 3 men on the screen right now. But for different reasons. It's a spectrum. Say it as a joke, but incredible. Seems to me that either consequences matter, or your method of choosing ideas is incorrect. So which is it, Kant? Which part is wrong? Either way, it seems pretty devastating to your ideas. Your thoughts so disorganized. Order, I need direction, I need 9! Oh, he fucking really went for it. Have my philosophical constructs thrown into question. Check. You have done an excellent job here. I would be lying if I said you had not given me much to think about. Perhaps another decade of silence is in order. Silence and thought. Auf Wiedersehen, Herr Jones. Is it over? Yeah, I think so. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Kant. Chapter 6, The End of the Road. Well, that was quite a spirited performance, Socrates. So you tell me great thinkers are autistic? Who would have thought an accountant from New York would turn out to be such a great debater? Thank you, Arbiter. I believe Friedrich Nietzsche has volunteered to discuss... I knew Nietzsche would show up if we're talking about morality. A prominent, if sometime... I mean, I do know a little bit of Nietzsche, but I'm more interested in his thoughts on music and art than his thoughts on the person, if I can be honest. He had such, like, grandiose and cool things to say about art and art appreciation.
They always tell you carpe diem, but they never warn you about what happens if the diem carpe you.
That's a good point. A prominent, if sometimes paradoxical thinker, he's often quoted by the angsty teens of your era. Yeah, that's the stuff people normally talk about. Give me a moment, and I will retrieve him. All right. Of course. You okay, Ari?
I don't know how you're still doing this, Dad. I mean, look at me. I'm getting tired, and I'm just helping out.
I know, Ari. I was personally hoping Kant's answer would hold up. At this point, I kind of think the nature of morality is impossible to find. What did you say? See, I was going to say the nature of morality is... it's non-existent and it's existent. It's paradoxical, but that's just my methodology of thinking. There is no true nature of morality, but at the same time, there is the one we define through observation, but like it also isn't. Like it is and it isn't. I said I kind of think the nature of morality is impossible to find. Huh, interesting. Ah, okay. Unfortunately, while interesting, that description of the nature of morality is also incorrect.
Wait, what?
I'm very sorry, but the rules state he only has one chance, and I'm afraid that was it.
What the hell? That's completely bogus! My dad wasn't trying to provide an answer just then. He was thinking to himself. Tell him, Dad. Tell him you didn't intend to make a statement about morality. Dad?
Ari, he's right.
What?
What I said was, in fact, a statement about the nature of morality. I can't deny that. I'm glad you're taking this reasonably, Socrates. Again, the deepest of apologies. I hope you may be able to make yourself comfortable here. Wait, Arbiter, before you leave, can I ask you one thing? I suppose. Why? Excuse me? Why am I wrong? Come now, your stance is full of holes, Socrates. Of that there is no doubt. Oh, so you've said...
But why? I'm going to be here forever. I'd like to at least understand why I'm wrong.
Very well, Socrates. That is only fair. Allow me to spell it out for you.
This then switches to a dating sim with the Arbiter. Yes! Actually, I picked up a dating sim game based off of something I was watching Lavi play. Let me find it on my list. I don't know when I'll ever play it, but it looked very fun. It was called A Date with Death, and it was free. And Death looked really cute, so I'm probably going to get to it at some point. I have no idea when, but I thought it'd be fun. I picked up that and another one I watched, but I don't remember what it was.
You have presented your philosophical views. Your premise is foolish, as morality has a tangible impact. The world is clearly bettered when individuals strive to be better. I see little reason to doubt the existence of some form of morality in our world.
He did compliment the sweater vest, and Socrates is divorced. And he just got the Big Bang Theory seasons 1 through 5 on Blu-ray.
And there we go, Socrates. As you see, your answer is flawed to the core.
A date with my death, not anyone else. I see. Well, if you don't mind, Arbiter, I'd like to ask you a few questions. What? Dad, you really intend to challenge the Arbiter? Dun-dun-dun-dun! Yes, I do. Well, listen, I don't know if you forgot this, but, he's the Arbiter!
So? Ari, once you told me to never let an argument go unexamined, didn't you?
Frankly, we both know I'm clueless about philosophy. For all my bombast, it's only because of your advice that we've lasted as long as we have. But, Dad, we've encountered many arguments that look solid on the surface, but each and every one of them had a flaw. If we don't look closely at this one, how can we know it's not the same? Examine everything. There's too much on the line for us to forget that now, no matter how scary our opponent looks. All right, Dad, I trust you.
Well, this is unexpected, Socrates. I confess you have piqued my interest. I suppose, given all you have done, some questions are warranted. Ask away, but do not feel too hurt when you come up short.
Wait, no, I want to call him ugly. I want to call his face ugly. Yep, I have. Can you clarify that? What views were those?
Come now, Socrates, do you really need me to outline your own opinions?
I just can't help but feel everything would be clearer if you did.
Very well then, if you insist.
If women can be paid less for doing the exact same work,
well, Arbiter, have you thought about this? Well, why don't they just hire Freddy Fazbear? Because if companies hired Freddy Fazbear, he would come in, and he'd be really good at selling pizzas, bow ties, and top hats, because he's an animation matronic invented by the William After, and he could also bring in his friends Chica the Kitchen, Bunny the Bonnie Bun, Foxy the Pirate Fox, grrr, and he's also he's a yellow one, because William After was like, I'm gonna make a yellow one, because I'm a green, no yellow, but Benani, but it's not Bonnie, it's like a different one with springs in it, and that's like a spring, not the season, because flowers don't exist in Freddy Fazbear's, because there's electricity instead of dirt, and then why the flowers don't grow. But they also burnt down in the third one when they made a Halloween attraction. Ow! Thank you for the raid! Oh no, and they're fighting! Shoot! Oh god dang. I don't think I've seen that emote yet. Holy crap. I don't know if you can hear me over the fighting, but welcome in, Allie. What were you up to tonight? Welcome in. Thank you very much for the raid. What a perfect time to raid me, by the way. Hello, everyone from Allie's stream. I'm FibiTanuki. I'm a variety streamer. I play a lot of different games. Tonight, I'm trying out Socrates Jones, which was recommended by Nova. But what were you up to? And you joined in at the right time. We were just explaining to the Arbiter here why he should hire Freddy Fazbear. Oh, that's right. You were playing that Magic the Gathering thing. I saw it earlier. A wonderful time to pop in. Heck yeah. Well, I hope those went well for you. Welcome to Philosophy, right? Yeah, it is really just Ace Attorney with Philosophy. But welcome in. I really appreciate the raid. And I really, really hope that you're having a fantastic Friday. I just gotta say, by the way, I don't know if I've said this, but your emotes are goddamn adorable. I feel like I might just be seeing them now for the first time. I don't know if these ones are a little newer or not, but I fucking love them all the same. If I haven't noticed them until now, then that is a big mistake on my part, because I really like them. Aw, look at that one. I don't know how I haven't noticed them if that's the case, but they're really cute. Welcome in though. Hello everybody. Let's get back to telling the Arbiter from Halo why he should hire Freddy Fazbear.
You claim that morality does not exist.
Okay. I did do that, yes. Oh, 1 second. Isa did that new one herself. Isa, that's amazing! Oh, actually, shoot. I'm so sorry. I was actually, I'm really out of it. If any of you in my stream, for whatever reason, yeah, I figured as much. If you're not following Allie, you're an absolute dingus. She's wonderful. She's one of my favorite streams to kind of hang out in. You know, shh, don't tell her. But, fantastic model. Just very, very silly. I love, when the Doritos happen. I'm trying to think of, I'm sorry, I'm a little frazzled right now from the Freddy Fazbear, but seriously, follow Allie. She's amazing. She's a wonderful streamer, and she definitely deserves your follow if you're not. And I would shout you out too, Isa, but there is a cooldown, so give me a minute. But Isa's also awesome. Sorry, I'm also sicker than a dog still right now, so I may or may not cough from time to time. Your premise is foolish, as morality has a tangible impact. Can you back that up?
I will do so in a moment, Socrates.
Can you clarify that?
It is possible to argue that things don't exist when they cannot be felt. When an impact can be felt, however, such an argument becomes more precarious.
Well, yeah, but like, if the tree falls, it falls. I hope you're doing better soon. I mean, I'm better than I was earlier. Earlier this week, I was just doing terrible. So, it's definitely going around my workplace. Today, I noticed like 10 other people coughing as bad as I am. It's just one of those things, you know. I said it, I think yesterday actually, when you work a blue collar job, nobody cares enough to take care of themselves and they just bring sickness everywhere. I'll be fine though, I'm taking care of myself. I got bigger things to worry about than the state of my being, I suppose. Stream broadcasted while sick. Do not lick your screen. Yeah, don't lick your screens.
When an impact can be felt, such an argument becomes more precarious. Such is the case when it comes to morality.
Okay, the world is clearly bettered when individuals strive to be better. But can you back that up?
History has been marked by shifts in human temperament. Advances in moral thinking tend to lead to periods of prosperity.
Those Doritos did look pretty yummy. Oh, but the citrus-scented cleaning agent I just used on it smells so good. Oh, nothing better than downing a bottle of Comet, you're right.
Seeing this, there can be little doubt morality betters the world.
I see little reason to doubt the existence of some form of morality in our world. Can you back that up?
I believe I have, Socrates.
What do you mean by this?
For the reasons I have just stated, it seems more than likely morality exists.
Insert, Larry Bird.
You're better off on a higher standard. In other words, when they adhere to the principles of some form of morality.
I'm just gonna, like, go through everything.
Already done so, Socrates. You have stated your belief that morality does not exist.
Can you back this up?
Socrates, be reasonable. Did you not say these words yourself?
Alright, Arbiter, I admit, you have raised a strong objection to the idea that morality does not exist.
Thank you, Socrates. As a governor of this realm, it would be tragic if I had not. Do you see now why such an answer is insufficient?
Of course, there's just one problem. That wasn't my answer.
What?
What you're arguing against is 2 steps removed from what I actually said. You've discredited the non-existence of morality, but I claim that the answer to morality might not be findable.
Well, then, those are essentially the same thing.
No, they're not. I think we can all agree morality exists in some form. Fuck, what'd that say? For all the reasons you have described, even if it were different for each person, as Protagoras argued, there's little doubt we could develop some guidelines for how we should behave. But that doesn't mean that we seek the perfect definition for morality. Exists as well. Morality could very well be more abstract, like faith or happiness. Just because it exists doesn't mean there is an objectively best model. Therefore, I can claim a perfect answer does not exist without throwing morality itself out the window. An answer demands morality, but morality does not demand an answer.
I can't believe it. We may just survive this after all.
So you can see, Arbiter. The argument you built is a very effective counter.
But it's a counter to something I did not claim.
I see. I apologize for misunderstanding your initial point, Socrates.
I guess it's always important to make sure the person you're debating understands you clearly, huh?
So Dad's position makes sense now, right? Does that mean you can accept his answer?
I'm afraid not. His position still has a number of critical flaws. Allow me to explain.
Socrates, you claim a flawless answer cannot be found.
However, I do not see how this can be possible when there are infinite potential answers. Already, here, you have seen arguments of many branches and formulations. With possibilities so incomprehensibly vast, surely one must stand as infallible. With this being the case, it is only a matter of time before we find the answer. As you can see, Socrates, as long as the possibilities are infinite, the answer is findable.
Wait, but if the possibilities are infinite, then you'll never find the answer, because there could always exist a better one, dingus! Interesting argument, based around a mathematical concept, I see.
Allow me to explain. No. Fuck, I guess you win.
Well, you forgot one thing, Arbiter. You're forgetting one thing, Arbiter. You're forgetting one thing, Arbiter. 1 second. I need to do this now. You're forgetting.
The court sees no reason to prolong this trial. The murder weapon was found sticking out of the victim's chest with the defendant's fingerprints on it, so I do not believe there's any more room for debate. So unless there are any further objections, which I don't see how there could be... Objection! What is it now, Mr. Wright? You're forgetting one thing, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, please don't do this. You're forgetting one thing, Your Honor. Please do not do this, Mr. Wright. You're forgetting that the witness on the stand right now is a fucking ghost!
Alright, I just had to get that out of my system. You're forgetting one thing, Arbiter. Arbiter says anything, Socrates, but you forgot about my Uno reverse card. You forgot one thing, Arbiter. I'm an accountant. I deal with faulty numbers all the time. Wow, fucking Petite, you guessed the shit out of that.
Wow, Dad, I just got shivers. You already know what the problem here is?
Well, no. But I couldn't pass up my one chance to make being an accountant sound cool.
Remember when I said I trusted you just 5 minutes ago? Don't make me rethink that.
I thought Petite had played this when she said that. Hey!
Being stuck here forever would be bad enough without having made total fools of ourselves.
Socrates, do you intend to actually ask me questions? I understand if you do not. You have placed yourself in an unfortunate position. Maybe easier just to admit your error.
As if. Alright, Arbiter, let's rumble. Alright, Arbiter, let's rumble. Claim a flawless answer cannot be found. What are my... Oh, right. Right, I can't. I was like, what are my challenges? Did I see how this would be possible when there's an infinite potential answers? What do you mean by this? Number of possible solutions that philosophers may think of as not in any way limited. Actually goes to deck him in the face. Number 10. Infinite ideas and infinite variations on those ideas. Okay, but your face is ugly. How about that? So essentially, no matter how many answers we discredit, there will always be another one on the table. Just thinking about that makes me tired. Right. Already here, you have seen arguments in many branches and formulations. Possibilities so incomprehensible that surely one must stand as infallible. I'm not sure I understand. What I'm trying to say here is simple. We were able to look at every single pattern of thought. There is little doubt the answer would be one of them. No. The one you find will be the most convenient at that moment. Can you back this up, bitch? What do you mean? Well, what makes you so sure one of them is perfect? Socrates, is the answer not in the infinite itself? Arbiter! Yes, Socrates. The argument you're making here is quite simple on the surface. I can see why, with so many possible answers, you might believe one of them has to be true. Might believe? Correct, for while I understand where you're coming from, I'm afraid infinity doesn't work quite the way you think it does. Huh? I don't understand either, Dad. What do you mean? Alright, time for a math lesson. To put it plainly, the infinite is not the same as all-encompassing. They may sound similar, but the two are actually entirely different. There are infinite real numbers between 0 and 1, but none of them are 2. Likewise, there may be infinite potential ways to try to define morality, but that does not guarantee one of them is perfect. Well, come now, Socrates. Even if I cannot prove the answer is out there, probability is surely on my side. Philosophical thought is so diverse, the amount of ground which is covered is truly incredible. With this being the case, surely it seems more likely than not that the answer exists, yes? Does it? Over the course of my time here, every philosopher I've encountered has claimed to have answered your question. However, close examination revealed that, diverse as they were, all of them had flaws. Math nerd versus philosophy nerd. Come to think of it, that's true. Faced with a parade of great thinkers, all failing to accomplish the same task you've assigned me, my position only seems stronger. There is no evidence that a set of possible answers contains perfection. In fact, it seems extremely unlikely. The fact is, the existence of infinite possibilities does not guarantee a certain possibility is among them. Any claim that it does is simply and objectively false. Now, I guess I can understand the mistake. You are the ruler of the realm of ideas, not the realm of facts, after all. Bro, what the fuck? But as an accountant, I can never stand for such an assumption. What do you think about the infinite numbers between 2 digits? Socrates, let us set aside the witticisms and return to the basics for a moment. Pulls out computer, turns on Baldest basics. I fucking love this game, Socrates. You've posited here that there may, in fact, be no provable answer to the question of morality. Yes. You claim, in fact, that there is no evidence to support there being such an answer. Why are you asking so many questions?
Once said,
yeah?
All triangles are a love triangle if you love triangles.
You know, Kiryu, they've all been very topical tonight. Arbiter's just Kiryu. Why are you asking so many questions? My dad just said all these things. Relax, Ari. Yes, Arbiter, and the existence of infinite answers cannot itself be considered proof. I see. Well, Socrates, these are all interesting points, but I believe there is one important detail you have forgotten. The answer has been found before. Has it? You claim there is no answer to be found, but the history stands against you. The great thinker Socrates completed this task and was granted his wish. You're forgetting one thing, Socrates. His answer had to be approved for this to occur. Clearly there is an answer, and it is possible to find. So you see, Socrates, the answer to morality is clearly findable. If it were not, the great thinker would have not been able to find it. Or, just because he found one answer doesn't mean it's the only answer. He may have me, actually. I had forgotten about the first Socrates exploits. If he found the answer, can't really argue with that. Then, this really is the end. Now you understand why I cannot accept your answer.
You agree that continuing this debate would be foolish, yes?
Is this it? Do I have to concede? Even though we came so far, Ari, I'm sorry, and right in front of you, too. Arbiter. Hey, it's Protagoras.
Worry not, old friend, there is still hope yet.
Protagoras? Not just Protagoras. It's all of the old people. What are you all doing here? We have come to back you up, old chap. But why? Why?
Ingratitude is the essence of vileness. I gained much from our discussion. Now it is time to return the favor. You are in trouble, and the imperative dictates that I assist.
Help a dying man is the idea slay. Exactly. There's no happiness gained from watching a friend struggle. I could be most useful here, assisting you from the sidelines. Good is happiness.
We formed a contract to find the answer, and I must follow it to the end.
People work together. And you, Euthyphro?
My child, you are still a blasphemer. Rest assured, the gods will smite you one day. But until then, I suppose I could lend you a hand.
Squad goals. Me and the squad.
Being men, we are all incredibly flawed. Our only hope lies in helping each other.
Mankind is flawed. Aw, this is so sweet. Thank you, all of you. All right, Arbiter, I'm not going to give it up just yet.
This is deteriorating into madness, Socrates.
But very well, I should entertain you a little longer. Hey, nice argument. Anyways, your face is ugly.
Socrates, do you really think this is a good idea?
Maybe.
Well then, perhaps it is time for our wake-up call. The time has come to end this charade.
Wait, just give me one more chance and...
No, Socrates, I have given you more than enough chances. Those chances have now worn themselves through. I hope you'll be able to make yourself comfortable here, Socrates. This is your final stop. Goodbye, Socrates Jones. Except I'll see you later for bingo, and then tomorrow we have a Pilates corner.
If I'm taking a more focused approach.
Alright.
Also, I can tell this was made in Unity just because of these boxes. I don't know if Unity still uses them, but these are the default shape for Unity UI.
You claim there's no answer to be found, but history stands against you. The great thinker Socrates completed the task and was granted his wish. His answer had to be approved for this to occur. Clearly there is an answer and it's possible to find.
I thought I had it. Yeah, but you're flawed. His answer to be approved for this to occur. Can you clarify?
It is quite simple. If his answer had not been determined to be correct, none of this could have happened.
Backing. Can you back that up?
The story has been told countless times, Socrates.
Indeed, it is legend in this realm. Scripture, even.
Okay, I get it. Jeez. Can you back that up?
Socrates' absence from this place is quite
Because you're Socrates, you dip.
Indeed, we have all missed the great thinker. You saw the stir you created just by sharing his name. I don't need much evidence to show you that he was granted an exit.
What do you mean by this? Many centuries ago, Socrates came to the current arbiter claiming he found the answer to morality. Came to the current arbiter, huh?
This was the last anyone ever saw of him.
You back that up?
Patience, Socrates, I'm about to elaborate.
I mentioned this to you earlier, do you not remember? Can you back that up?
I believe I just did.
As Socrates found the answer must be findable.
Proof doesn't get much more simple than that.
What do you mean by this? I mean, there's clearly an answer and it is possible to find. I'm not sure how I could be more clear than that. I imagine he's still there. He just fucked off somewhere. His expansive realm, and he's still there, like, completely irrelevant to everything. He really did just answer it and then fuck off.
Even I thought that was a well-organized thought.
Okay. There is an answer, and it's possible to find. So how do we be approved for this? I would swear that this right here I should challenge with mankind is flawed, but I don't know. Whose thing completed the task and was granted his wish. History stands against me. Granted his wish. I mean, I can't challenge that he completed the task and got his wish. Right. Be approved for this to occur. Is that relevant? Approval is, in fact, the evidence supporting great thing actually found the answer. After all, as difficult be things are true, no? Without the judgment of the previous arbiter verifying his answer was indeed correct, I suppose many would have trouble believing it. Indeed, we should take note of this. There we go! This answer had to be approved for this to occur. The arbiter's approval makes the validity of this answer undoubtable. Okay, never mind. I just needed an extra sentence. I had the right mindset. Arbiter!
What now, Socrates?
You claim that we can be sure that Socrates found the answer?
Correct.
And we know this for sure because your predecessor verified its validity?
Indeed.
That's what I thought. Well then, to demonstrate what's wrong with your argument, I'm going to cite one of my colleagues here. Euthyphro?
Yes, my child?
Do you remember your statements on the wisdom of man?
Of course. Human beings are fallible and vain. They make mistakes. Gods,
yes, that is... Shut the fuck up, dude. Now, Arbiter, let me make this clear for you. Euthyphro may have been wrong about where morality comes from, but he was right about one thing! Human beings are far from perfect. We can never forget this. And as flawed beings, the answers we formulate will be similarly flawed. As a result, I find it hard to believe that Socrates really did find the answer.
What?
The fact is, as imperfect beings, we must always remember we are flawed. The moment that we go far enough to claim that our answer is perfect, we close our minds. Yeah, it is true, I know from experience. I too have fallen into this trap. Indeed, even the best of us can succumb. For this reason, we must never assume to have the answer.
But Socrates, the first arbiter,
are both human, or human-like entities, at the very least. Regardless, how do we know that their judgment, their answer, was not an error? You have admitted to your fair share of mistakes today. There's no reason the previous arbiter couldn't have made some as well. You can't base the credibility of your entire argument upon an appeal to authority. Very well put, Socrates. Indeed, even I am convinced you could have been wrong about all those... you could have been wrong all those years ago. Yeah, right. Arbiter, if a false conclusion was presented convincingly enough, even your predecessor could have made a mistake. Thus, leading to the discovery of an answer that was actually impossible to find. It's still possible a perfect answer is outside of your reach. So as you can see, you haven't proven anything.
Nonsense.
Oh, okay.
Very well, Socrates. You have a point. I confess that, even with the backing of the original arbiter, I cannot prove that an answer exists.
Is he just kissing up to his boss? Yeah, I knew.
However, before you go and celebrate,
He looks hurt. Why does this frame make him look like... He looks like you just insulted his cape. Like, he looks like you just said, hey, Arbiter, your cape make you look dumb. And he's like, oh, dude, why'd you say that? That really hurt my feelings. I know morality's not real because you didn't have to say that to me. And you did it anyways. Just like, what the fuck?
With us at such an impasse, it all boils down to a matter of potential consequences. Let us assume, for just a moment, that what you have postulated here is true. Let us say, for a moment, that morality cannot be found. I cannot believe you truly understand the consequences of your suggestion. Let me show you why what you claim cannot possibly be right. Socrates, you have just argued we can never be sure of our answers. If that is the case, then there is no point to what we do here. We might as well give up and become accountants. There's no way we can accept a theory with such horrible consequences. And that is my position on the matter.
Little ding at the end. How could you say such a thing, Arbiter? You have just devalued everything we do here. There's no happiness to be gained from that.
I'm merely showing the worrisome implications of Socrates.
Well, why does it matter? Does there have to be purpose to your thinking? Mill suddenly turns Irish. Like, God, this is all just English philosophy at the end of the day. This is all Western philosophy. So, like, no matter what, I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck's the point? There is none, so enjoy it. Wait, just a...
I knew it! You were up to no good, my child!
Fucking roasts all accountants.
Trying to lower us all to your level. Make us into accountants.
Oh, shut up, urethra. The Arbiter's clearly strawmanning Dad, distorting his argument in order to make it sound weaker. Dad doesn't actually want everyone to become accountants. Right?
Hey, Izakamo, welcome in. Whoa, thank you for the pet nut. Have a wonderful night, Izakamo. Thank you for dropping in. Of course not. Oh, good. Thank the gods. I'm gonna go stream. We'll have a fantastic stream, Izakamo. Arbiter, you must be getting desperate to resort to such tricks. Even if what you said here were true, the fact that a conclusion is uncomfortable does not mean it should be ignored.
Nonsense.
It does, however, mean we should be wary of accepting it.
I must confess, old chap, I would find it hard to believe anything that created such an outcome.
As would I. It would be foolish to jump into waters so brimming with sharks.
Well then, I suppose I will just have to show that there are no sharks, won't I? That the consequences of my argument are not nearly so disastrous.
Very well, Socrates, but first let me issue an ultimatum. This is your last chance.
My last... What?
You gave your answer. The game is already over. It is only through my mercy that it continues. And your damaging claims are beginning to wear my mercy thin. And if you cannot show this why this conclusion isn't disastrous, I will refuse to accept it as you once refused Hobbes. I find it impossible to believe that the answer would be one that made the search itself meaningless. So again, this is your last chance.
Alright, Arbiter, one last chance is all I need.
Show you once and for all why my viewpoint can stand.
We can never be sure of our answers. Yeah, I did say that. If that is the case, then there's no point to what we do here. We'll all give up and become accountants. No way we can accept a theory with such horrible consequences. Philosophy champion battle music. So this does remind me of, like, mainly because I've been playing a lot of auto chess, this reminds me a lot of a Mystery Dungeon song. This sounds like it would be in Mystery Dungeon. Can you clarify that? What do you mean by that?
I mean that we as philosophers serve no purpose if your ridiculous conclusion is allowed to stand. I believe that thought is pretty clear. Clear enough for me to wonder if you are wasting my time.
No point to what we do here. Can you prove that?
Yes, please do. The logic that supports this idea is fairly intuitive, but I shall spell it out. If your conclusion stands, then our efforts to define morality have always been reaching for an impossible goal. Reaching for something that is forever out of our grasp.
Not quite a boss fight song from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Yeah! No hints.
And if that goal is impossible, all our effort towards it is clear.
Gosh, you guys have no faith. Zero faith. I didn't even fucking get 3 minutes into this.
Your roads don't lead anywhere. What is the point of a building then?
New statement added. Oh, for an Easter egg. Oh, there is an Easter egg? No, I'm alright. I appreciate that, though.
With these 2 points laid bare, there can be little doubt that our efforts are useless.
Phoebe's the queen of philosophy. I believe in her. Not even. I just happen to know someone who is very, very vested in philosophy, and I learned a lot from her. With that said, though, I don't think we should forget these points. I'd like to look at them a little more closely. Great thinker, fentanyl skis. We strive in vain towards something which cannot be accomplished. We cannot achieve our goal, there is no reason to try. Well, that's bullshit. I'll keep asking for now. You know, there's no harm. This is what you learn in Ace Attorney 2. There is no harm in hitting present as many times as possible. Get as much fucking information as you need. In this case, this game has 2 present buttons, which is, an inspired choice. It is supported by your stated outlook. The problem is I got Ace Attorney brain, so I'm using both buttons like I would use present anyways. You claim... Plus, also, who doesn't want to get more dialogue? You claim it is impossible to obtain a solution, or to be certain of it at the very least. If this is the case, all efforts to do so are misguided. What do you mean by this? As philosophers, our duty to seek the answers to questions such as the nature of morality. But if your conclusion, yo, welcome in. Aw, not as good as raiding me while I'm in the middle of Freddy Fazbear, but let me give you a shout out real quick, Jojo. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. What were you up to tonight, Jojo? Oh, wait. You were playing Super Paper Mario. I was watching you in the Pit of 100 Trials flip side, I think. Which, I'll be honest, I've never done the pit in Super Paper Mario. But, it was nice to watch you do, I think, Chapter 6 or Chapter 5, whichever one has the alien. Oddly enough, that specific stage, near the end of Chapter 6, I'm gonna say, is super memorable to me with the pigs and the gravity. I don't know why, but something about that entire, like, stage is, I remember, that was, Space is Chapter 4? No, Chapter 4 is Francis. Oh my god, I gotta replay Super Paper Mario. I thought Space would, no, okay. Did just beat Chapter 6, so it's, okay, one second, don't tell me, 1 second, I got this. It's, Desert, and then it's, Slave Mansion, and then it's Francis, and then I guess Space is Chapter 4, holy shit, and then I don't remember what Chapter 5, is Chapter 5 Crocus? And then 6 is the Slammer Kingdom, or is 7 the Slammer Kingdom? I know 8, listen, I know 8 is the underwear, anyways, still, the Slave Mansion, still, that level in Chapter 4, I suppose, is very memorable to me. But I haven't actually played Super Paper Mario. 8 is not the underwear? I thought it was. The Slave Labor Mansion. It's the underwear into the overwear, isn't it? Or is that 7? Then what the fuck is 8? Or are there only 7 hearts? Oh! Right. 8 door is, yeah. Right, you only collect 7 hearts. Thought you collected 8 for some reason, but in both the other Paper Marios you collect 7. I know video games. Anyways, we're in the middle of the final boss here. This is, the slave labor level is one of my favorite parts of the game. I remember as a you do collect 8 hearts? Okay, so I'm not crazy. Bro, I got no fucking clue. We're at the final boss of philosophy, though. You collect the first heart to... Oh, that's what it is. Okay. We're striving in vain towards something that cannot be accomplished. Can you back this up? There's a difference between difficult and impossible, Socrates. Difficult is worth the effort. A difficult goal may take years or even millennia to accomplish, but in the end, the rewards can be extraordinary. Once a goal is proven impossible, however, you're only creating pointless pain for yourself with your struggles. It's better to refocus your efforts than to continue to reach for these impossible things.
That was actually fairly reasonably laid out.
Yeah, well, wonderful to know the Arbiter is still brilliant when he's tearing me into pieces. There's no reason to try. Can you clarify why? Socrates, the duty of every moral philosopher is to create a perfect definition of morality. This is what we all work so hard for. Is that... Okay. I believe all this has been made clear before. Alright, here we go. So we were able to obtain perfection. Okay, so we already did mankind is flawed, so it's gonna be one of these three. With nothingness, we are able to obtain perfection. According to Kant, all true moral system must be intention-based. Something can be called good. We're worth nothing unless we can obtain perfection. But you're striving towards something good? Yeah, I know. I know, I'm pretty good. Arbiter, I think I've finally figured out what's wrong with your entire position. What was that face in response to calling himself mortal? Great thinker Tanuki confirmed. Have you now? Remember, you will not get another chance. I know, and I don't need one. This, Arbiter, is the end. Very well, Socrates. Tell me then, what is wrong with my position? Well, it's quite simple, really. Reverse cowgirl. You're assuming a solution must be perfect to have value, but that is not the case. In fact, such an assumption strikes me as fundamentally wrong. I just realized that over half of us have facial hair. I'm not sure how to cope with my distress. Right. Anyway, perfection is, as a general rule, an attractive prospect in every field, but things do not have to be perfect to add value to the world. Let's look at art. Even works as great as the statue of David or the Mona Lisa are not without their flaws. But despite their flaws, can there be any doubt the world is a brighter place because such works exist? Oh, then it's as Mill would say, they are still good because they increase happiness. Exactly. Whether or not Mill's ideas dominate, increasing overall happiness is certainly one way an imperfect work can contribute. Sometimes he just can't help himself. But, under your logic, none of these works would have meaning. That's the real disastrous conclusion here. There's no happiness to be gained from that. Look at the people around you, Arbiter. All these philosophers came forward with their own visions of morality. And ultimately, their views all turned out to be flawed, but that does make their ideas, does that make their ideas worthless?
It came free with your fucking leaving the world better than you found it.
Thank you, Nolan.
Of course not. Their theories have profound positive impact on the world. Anyone in my high school philosophy class could tell you as much.
Ooh! Flaws and all, their attempted moral system stands stronger than those created without thought, and the importance of this is palpable. Just because perfection might be unattainable does not mean that we should not try it. It only means that we cannot expect it to succeed. This is quite impressive, old friend.
Indeed, you may truly have it, Herr Jones.
True, it is our duty to keep questioning, always and forever. For while we can never assume our ideas are perfect, if we don't keep searching, we will miss the chance to find something better. The fact we can never be sure does not mean we should not hypothesize. The goal may be unobtainable, but all the progress made towards it is still a fundamental good. In a way, searching for morality is, in fact, the most moral thing you can do. What do you have to say to that, Arbiter?
I say.
I wanted to get a shot of him. He's going in the bathroom. Arbiter?
Oh, wonderful. You broke the sovereign. Now we'll have to get a new one. No, I'm fine. It's just funny.
Funny?
Yeah, funny. I realize now I've become arrogant in my time ruling this plane. I simply assumed a perfect answer was out there, waiting to be found, despite the fact the one I had found myself so many years ago was wrong.
He's Socrates?
And to think it would be you who would put the pieces together. It's humorous, really.
What are you talking about?
He's not wise because of what he knows, but because he knows what he does not know.
Socrates confirmed. People used to say this about me all the time. Now I believe it better applies to you. Wait, hold on. You?
Yes, that's right, Protagoras. I am, or was, the great thinker!
Socrates. What? Called it. You, what?
Yeah, I figured it out like an hour ago.
An unverifiable claim, but there's no denying this one is sharp enough. Regardless, finding the answer was my greatest accomplishment. I convinced the old arbiter I had found the solution, and I even briefly convinced myself. And as a result, I won the challenge. The arbiter gave me his mantle and told me I was to take his place as ruler of this realm. I took it and became what you see now.
But you said Socrates left. And you didn't immediately recognize me as not you.
My friend, why would you go so far to hide your identity? I gave up who I was to oversee this realm. As Socrates, I may have been respected, but I also made my fair share of enemies. I felt that, having found the answer, it was only appropriate to distance myself from all of that, to better guide others towards the truth. Of course, once I realized my solution was, in fact, incorrect, I became determined to goad someone else into finding it. Never once thinking that, perhaps, it could be unreachable. In a way, the old Socrates did leave that day, but now I think you've brought him back. Well then, Socrates Jones, I think it's time I finally granted you your wish.
You mean?
Yes, it's time. As Guy dies, it's time for you to head on home, the both of you.
I can't believe it. We did it! We actually did it! But wait, hold on. Does this mean you accept my answer as true? Am I a pro-philosopher?
Certainly not. By your own very logic, you know I cannot do that. I do, however, accept your answer as the best I will receive right now, and I cannot ask for better than that.
So, this is for real this time? No tricks? He can just walk through?
Of course, Ariadne. What do you take me for?
Just making sure. Dad, do you know what I'm gonna do first when I get home? Go to school?
What?
Sleep.
Sounds like a plan. Well then, Hobbes, Mill, Protagoras, Kant, Urethra, Socrates, Prime.
I guess this is it.
Goodbye, Herr Jones. You will be missed.
Indeed, it was a pleasure making your acquaintance.
I will miss you, Socrates. You are almost as intelligent as the original.
Thank you, all of you, for everything you've done. An extra big thanks to you, Mill. Seriously, you're just as awesome as I thought you'd be. I'm going to miss you. Now, Ariadne Jones, you're going to make this old man blush.
Let's not single anyone out, Ari. Everyone here has been great. Except for maybe Urethra.
What? Now wait a minute.
Come on, Dad, let's go. Oh, this is a cute CG. Had enough of this weird floating architecture for a good long time.
Alright, Ari, lead the way.
We did it! We beat philosophy!
Farewell, great thinker Jones. See you again in a few dozen years.
GG Philosophy Simulator. The entire game has been dunking on that, man! Yeah. And that was Socrates Jones, Pro-Philosopher. Ultimately, it was really fun. I genuinely enjoyed the heck out of it. I had a lot of fun. I mean, I like Ace Attorney, so this just being Ace Attorney...
Socrates is based.
You know, it worked out for me. I think philosophy is interesting. I don't actually think Western philosophy is that interesting, but I don't mind telling a bunch of philosophers they're dungies and idiots. That was fun, though. It was a very fun game. I gotta give it a solid 7 out of 10. I liked it a lot, and I had a fun time playing it tonight and doing funny voices. Deus Ex is probably the most philosophical games I've played. Fair enough. Oh, they had fans do the translation. That's very nice. That's probably a lot of dialogue to go through too. At least like a solid 200 to 300 pages worth. Trying on a beard. You gotta buy the deer repellent. You gotta buy that fucking deer repellent. The end. That was a very fun game. Take my ethics course and informed my actual views now. He really did rename it Billy's Best Deer Repellent. Another wonderful day. There's an Easter egg if you lose to Billy. Really? Interesting.
And then Veronica was all, actually, I think Kant is the best philosopher.
Did you tell her he hates beards?
Oh, of course, because I tell everyone about my trip to the afterlife.
Hey, for a near-death experience, it was pretty cool. Your mother found it very interesting.
You mean she found it ridiculous? It was humoring her concussed ex. Look, I'm pooped. I think I'll take a nap.
You sure? There's a council debate on soon. Your favorite.
Ha! Very funny. Have fun with that. It's nice to have things back to normal. At last. Is that you, Ariadne Jones?
Oh, fuck! What?
I must say, this is a much earlier visit than I anticipated.
But...
Nonsense!
Ari? To be continued.
And Philosopher 2, brother! Oh, yeah!
He's been there the whole fucking time and none of you fucking knew. He's been there the whole damn time and none of you knew. Yeah, no, there's a Philosopher too. Yeah, which I actually probably should wishlist. I'd like to get to it at some point. Yeah, no, governments and grievances. Yeah, I will make sure to wishlist that for later. Oh, there's another thing in the chapters? Yeah, I can check it real quick. What am I looking for? Wow, poor Mill didn't even get an argument in 3. That's fucked up. Well, we can do this. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, given that this game was very focused on Western philosophy, I wouldn't be surprised if the next game's very focused on Western politics and could be very American, or it could be very UK-based politics. I don't know if those are very different. And deer live in the woods. How do I lose? How do I lose? Say his face is ugly over and over? Oh, okay. Nonsense. It's me. I'm a cowboy. Wait, 1 second. I can make this way more interesting, actually. 1 second. Nonsense. There we go. There we go. This is who I'm debating. Oh, wait, 1 second. Finally, a debate I can get behind. There we go. Finally, a debate I can get behind. Is this some kind of joke to you? Because I'm not laughing. You're ugly. You're ugly. You're ugly. Listen, partner, I appreciate the interrogation. I really do, but my time is ticking, as they say. So I'm going to need a decision soon. I need to be on my way. Okay, you know what? I'll buy some. Oh, come on, Ari. Have you been listening to him? What are we gonna do if a deer attacks? I don't believe this. You're dead to me. Ari? I'm never speaking to you again! So, how much will you be buying? Well, I wound up buying all of the deer repellent. And nothing was really learned that day. Let's go. Alright, well that's officially the end of Socrates Jones, Pro Philosopher. Just kind of move you right there, and then we just go back into here, and then we just do this, and then we just forget about this for like a little bit. Yeah, we'll just forget it's there for a while. No more philosophy, only math. Billions must die. Socrates Jones prophylactic. All right, well, thank you everybody for coming out, and thank you Allie and JoJo for the raids. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I really appreciate it. I wish there were better ways to express how much I enjoy getting raided and having such wonderful people be willing to bring some new wonderful people to my chat. But I'm glad to play Socrates Jones for all of you tonight. It was a blast and a pleasure. It was a good game. Let's find someone to raid, and then I can do my good nights and my such and stuff. Who are we gonna raid? That's actually a good question. So who is on tonight? Oh, I can hydrate for you. There we go. Who haven't I raided in a while? That's the question, I suppose. I got a pretty good list to pick from, so I'll find somebody, no issue. Ooh, you know what? Don't mind the weird noises. My stomach is dying. Oh, you know what? I've been wanting to watch this game, actually. We're gonna raid Blade tonight, actually. Blade Advent. She is a really cool streamer. She's a VTuber. I'm not really sure exactly what her avatar is, but it's adorable. She's playing Monster Sanctuary tonight. Good friend of the streams, just a very cool person. We're gonna make sure to raid her tonight. So thank you everybody for hanging out and all that.
It would be super skibidi Fortnite if you hydrated right now.
Yeah, she's playing Monster Sanctuary, and I've been wanting to see what this game is about. So actually, I think I own Monster Sanctuary. 1 second. Believe it or not, I own Monster Sanctuary, and I haven't gotten to it yet. But we'll be raiding Blade tonight. Always a fantastic time. Thank you, by the way, streaming. Wait, no, get out of here. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you all for hanging out. It's Friday, so if you've seen the schedule, tomorrow is kind of a special stream. At JoJo's recommendation, I will be playing Donkey Kong 1994 for the Game Boy. I don't know how long of a game it'll be, but it should be a lot of fun all the same. I mean, if he recommends it, it must be pretty good. And it's on my Elgato.
Socrates Jones, prophylactic.
No, Nolan, don't repeat that one. I haven't used my Elgato in a while, so this is actually kind of exciting. I hope all the settings are still correct, because it was a bitch and a half last year to get my Elgato to be perfect. But I had it perfect. There was no delay at all. Like, that was what I needed, 0 delay, and I found 0 delay, and it was nice. And I hope I can recreate that with minimal effort. But yeah, tomorrow, earlier than normal. Like I said, Saturdays are going to be earlier now, just so I can account for movie night to make sure that more people might be able to join. Tomorrow night, there will be a movie night. Nova has recommended Indian in the Cupboard. So Mario for the Game Boy and Indian in a Cupboard movie night tomorrow night. Should be a fun time. If anybody's not in the Discord and that sounds interesting, or they just want a cool place to hang out and share memes, I do have a Discord. Feel free to join in. Like I said, most Saturdays, but not every Saturday, we do movie nights, and they're a lot of fun. So feel free to come hang out. We usually just watch whatever tickles our fancy. Nothing particular, you know what I mean? And it's been a good time so far. Yo, hey, AC! Thank you for the pennant. You have a wonderful night. I'm about to head out myself, so have a good night, AC. I appreciate you. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's about it. I'm going to keep reiterating it. I'll say it tomorrow, and I'll probably say it Sunday, too. Pennant. I'm taking next week off for personal reasons. I've got life kind of in the way. To describe it as brief as possible, I need to move. I need to find a new apartment by the 20th, and I don't have a lot of time or money to do so, but I'll figure it out, and I'll be back to streaming after next week, because no matter what, I'll have figured something out, and I will be streaming. I can promise that. So yeah, let's make sure tomorrow and Sunday are good streams. Of course. They're always good streams, though. With all of that said, thank you all so very much, everybody, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. We're going to go raid Billade, but before we do that, just make sure you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. It's only Friday night, so you've got a Saturday and a Sunday to eat good food, get good sleep. I don't know, go do something cool, maybe die and go to philosophy purgatory and some shit. I don't fucking know. But I hope to see you all tomorrow, of course. If not, though, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you all for being just awesome and hanging out and making these streams such a wonderful, fun time. I really, really, really can't, I can't overstate how this is just really important to me to get to hang out and do all this. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Take it easy. Get some sleep. Good night.